and welcome to episode 58 of Between the Pixels for January 15th, 2013. I'm Jared.
I'm Devin.
I'm Chase.
And this past week was CES. So we're going to talk about a bunch of crap that happened at CES. And that's about it. So let's get right into it. What happened at CES that was exciting, guys?
Already?
Yeah.
Shoot. The most exciting thing, or we should start with the least exciting thing?
I don't know. What did you find most exciting? Let's start with your most exciting thing from CES.
I don't know.
Let's talk Steambox.
Alright, let's talk that.
Okay.
So, Valve, I don't know, it's kind of seemed like a really weird announcement, because it didn't seem like Valve necessarily said, like, hey, this is the box we've always been talking about. It was more just like, Valve said, we're partnering with this company called XI3, who makes these tiny... Originally, this company made, like, this tiny... they tried to kickstart this tiny little computer box that they were working on, and that didn't go through, but then Valve said, hey, let's make a box together that people can buy to play Steam games on and whatnot.
Is that confirmed? Because I know the company was not commenting on the fact that they were involved with Steam at all, or Valve.
Well, no, Valve came out and said that they were. It was announced. It was announced by both of them, by XI3 and Valve, that they were working. It's codenamed Piston, and they're working on this modular box. It's like the size of a grapefruit. It's not even that big, so I don't know how it's modular, but whatever. And it's running Linux, and it's supposed to be powerful enough that people are going to be able to hook that box up to, you know, any computer. Well, not a computer because it is a computer, but any TV or monitor or whatever they like. It's gonna have, you know, controller support and everything. They can run Steam on there, do big picture mode and all that junk. They haven't gone into a ton of details as far as specs or anything, but it's more of just a confirmation that Valve is actually working on what we were calling a Steam box.
Yeah.
So
Did you hear about the updating you can do with that too? Like, you can actually take the board out, the motherboard, and exchange it with like different things. Like, you can buy things to upgrade it as years go along. Means. Yeah, but you said about it being modular. Like, I don't know what that means. But
no. Well, the point is, but it's so tiny. Everything has to be proprietary. Everything would have to be proprietary for, other than a CPU, you can fit in there. But like, what GPU, what like current gen GPU could you fit in the size of a grapefruit?
Yeah, I didn't hear them talking about them changing GPUs though.
I think they said everything was modular, didn't they?
That's crazy then.
Or I think they just said it was modular, so they weren't really specific.
It probably will be proprietary then. Just as the years go by, they're just going to release specific things that you can buy to upgrade it, rather than buying a whole new console.
That seems really expensive.
Yeah, probably.
Both for the consumer.
It's a computer.
Well, that's our
back
purpose.
to you guys.
There you
I'm
go.
here at CES.
Well, it's a computer.
Here's
you're looking
Piston.
at-
It's just a computer.
Well,
A computer in your hands. We already have a Mac Mini. Come on.
I mean, you're talking about, you know, price and exchanging parts and everything. I mean, you're basically buying a really tiny square computer that you can take around to friends' houses and hook up controllers to. It's going to be extreme. It should be probably extremely expensive.
Except for they
Especially
say
if you
you
want
have
to
to.
upgrade it.
I don't think they want to make it expensive, though. I think their goal is to make it competitive with next-gen consoles, which we don't really know the prices of the next-gen consoles yet, but I'm sure it'll be a little bit more. But I think they want to make it, you know, at least competitive. It's not. I'm assuming they're not going to be like, here's a $1,000 box, because that wouldn't do too well. Because at that point, you might as well just build your own PC.
Yeah. Just another console or whatever this is going to be to add to the list of things to buy.
Do you think it's going to do well in the market? Do you
I don't know.
there's an
If that's
actual
all it
need
does,
for
I don't
this?
see why it would, because people already have their gaming PCs. Why would you want to buy that? Just for the fact that you can take it to other people's houses?
Well, no. It's for people who don't. It's for people who, you know, they either don't know anything about PCs, they don't want to spend the money to build a PC, they don't want a big hulking case hanging out in their living room, but maybe they want to play, you know, games that are PC only, or maybe they want that Steam experience, but they want it out in their living room. This could be a box that it looks nice. I mean, the prototype they have, it looks nice. It looks clean. It's not anything that would be, weird to have sitting out. It's just this little thing that you could set behind your TV or whatever, and you could have your PC experience anywhere. And there's a lot of people out there who don't play PC games, but if they bought a box that's already ready for them, it's already got it has Linux, but you can install Windows 7 or whatever you want on it. I don't know if it's going to have Intel hardware, so I don't know if you can put Mac software on there, but who wants that crap anyway? But you can put Windows 7 on it. You can just stick with the Linux, and you can still play all your Steam games. It's good for people who just aren't like.
So it is just a desktop.
Yeah,
a small desktop.
Basically, it's not for dedicated PC gamers already. Like, it's not something that necessarily appeals to us.
Yeah, it's not like you're going to connect to it and it's just going to be Steam only on your screen.
No. It's not going to be
a 360 dashboard or something.
At least that's the way they're describing it. It's not going to be just just a Steam client that pops up and that's all you can do.
I guess that'll be interesting. I'll just buy a Mac Mini.
You can't play games on.
Yeah, you can.
All right, no thoughts on the Steam box other than that, then?
I'd rather just upgrade my computer.
Yeah, we would, but I mean, like, what about the...
There's a group for it, but I don't think it's that big.
That's what I mean. Like, it's kind of...
Yeah. There's a lot of people already playing games on Steam who I think are just fine with just playing it on their PCs that they have now.
But I know some people who want to play some PC-only games, and they just don't have the ability to do it. Like, they would like to... I think they would be more willing to drop down, like...
I guess it depends what the price is, then, when it comes to that.
Yeah, I think that's the big thing.
Because you can buy a gaming PC without having to build it yourself, obviously. You could buy a decent PC for, like, $600 or $700 to play most of the Steam games.
Yeah.
I mean, they could also force you to use... obviously, use nothing but Steam on it and make a ton of money with those purchases. So, I mean, if the point is to get Steam out there to people who maybe never even heard of it, and they make a ton of money on game purchases, that they could make up a ton of money that way too.
I think they're going to have a number of these different levels that you can get. So, obviously different hardware. Because
that's good.
The one thing it says, Xi3 wouldn't discuss price for the Piston, but commented that the Steam box is based on its performance level X7A offering, which is something that Xi3, they're still making stuff, of their own, which that is priced at $999.
Jeez.
But that's like their top of performance level. I'm guessing they mean by like top of the line. But they wanted
expensive.
Yeah, they didn't comment on anything with price or any other details in that. I think if they have, different offerings, different sizes, different prices, I think it would sell decently well. I mean, I don't feel like it would be necessarily like the fourth console in the ring.
Yeah, definitely not. Just because it's already available.
But I think there's definitely a group for that. So NVIDIA showed off another Android device called the Shield. This is it seems right now that there's kind of this thing ever since the Ouya came out, or that the Kickstarter happened and that blew up. It seems like everyone's now trying to throw out their dumb Android device. There's that Game Stick. I don't know if you guys saw that, but there's this other product called the Game Stick, which is now just a stick with a USB device.
Bless you.
Thank you. It's a Game Stick. It's a stick controller with a USB device that you plug in the bottom, and that just like hooks up to your TV, and you can play Android games that way. That's something that's being kickstarted right now. But NVIDIA has this product called Project Shield, and it's a controller. It looks very similar to a 360 controller with a little screen that pops up on the top. And what you can do with that is it's Android based. I don't know which version of Android it's running, probably the newest one, whatever that is, Jelly Bean or Frosty Flakes, but
it's Jelly Beans too.
Is it? I don't know what all this stuff
It's either ice cream sandwich or Jelly Bean, but Jelly Bean's a newer one.
It's probably Jelly Bean. But you can flip up the screen and you can play Android games on there. It's like a full working Android based phone, sort of. It's not a phone, but well, it's like a phone. You can just play like all your Android stuff. It'll have its own market for Android that you can connect to, download games. You can play it portably. Now the other thing about it, which may or may not be cool, is you can also sync this up with your computer. And you can there's going to be an Ethernet port on the back. You could do it that way, or you could do it wirelessly. But you can stream games from your computer to that handheld and play any game you have available on your computer on that handheld. Of course, you have to be within range of that wireless signal. But
any game.
That's what they're saying. Any game.
Any Android game.
Any game. Any game you own. Because all the processing,
that puts it to a whole different level then.
Well, all the processing is done at your computer. It's just like OnLive. Like OnLive, all the processing is done server side on their end, and then it's streamed to you. So this is the same idea. Like you're playing on your handheld, but it's all being processed on your computer.
And how's the lag work on that? You're watching it on your screen though.
No idea. I'm guessing it's not that great. They showed some stuff at CES, but because the airwaves are so crazy at CES, it was all Ethernet, and that was working fine. But I mean, who knows how wireless is going to work?
Wow, I did not know that about that thing. But as far as carrying it around, it looks kind of awkward. Like you can't just like fit that in your pocket. It's kind of big, and has like a weird
full-size controller.
Yeah, it has a weird
like a
form factor to it.
Controller with a screen.
It looks kind of awkward to carry that around.
I mean, it's not something that you would necessarily throw in your pocket, but, you know, if you throw in your book bag or something, yeah. What do you guys think of, like, these Android devices?
I mean, I love NVIDIA, but I think this is dumb. I don't see any reason to use this ever at all. Especially with everything that I already have.
I like the wireless concept. I don't think I'd ever use it specifically for Android games, just to play with a controller.
Yeah, I don't know why there's this push. I guess I understand the idea of like once you kind of have a console for developers to work with, you know, they might start building more robust Android games. But I just don't see why. This is something. Because the market isn't somewhat regulated or controlled, there's going to be so many different Android devices out there, and you know people are gonna have to develop. You know, they're going to be developing with like specific things in mind. You know, each individual one, like the GameStick has their own store, and now Nvidia is going to have their own store, and then Android itself has its own store, like on your phones. So it's just like all. I
don't think it'd be the same though.
I don't know how it's gonna work. Like everything I've been reading, they just have their own stores, so I don't even know how that works. Like the market is so segmented, and like it's eventually gonna get over flooded with just all these dumb different Android handhelds because we got the Ouya coming because no one wanted that.
Yeah, that's gonna come out like this year, I think. The Ouya.
It's moving along.
That's already being like shipped to certain people to play and test it out.
Yeah, development kits and stuff.
That's crazy. Nobody wants that though. I don't want it.
It's weird how the Ouya still is in existence now, but like we have people coming out with handheld versions of it.
Yeah. What I would rather play is actually the Razer Edge. I'd rather play with that.
You rather carry a giant tablet around with two dildos on each side?
Yeah. Well, I like it because it's a bigger screen, but from what I've been hearing, that it actually works really well for gaming. And it's surprisingly not too heavy to actually hold for a long period of time and play games. But it actually... Well, it feels like there's like those two PS3 Moves controllers on there.
Yeah. Why don't you describe it for people who don't know what it is?
There's two dildos on the end of a tablet.
There you go.
They're it literally looks like the PS3 Move controllers, two of them at the edge of the tablet. You put the tablet inside this frame.
Well, yeah, there's a tablet by itself.
Yeah, you have to own a tablet, then you have to buy that thing, which is like $100 or $200, just for the frame and the controllers to put your tablet in.
Yeah, so the tablet you can put into this device, which goes in horizontally, and on each end it has like these. They look like PlayStation Move controllers, like Devin said, just hooked onto the end, as dual analog sticks and all the face buttons, D-pad, and all that junk.
Has trigger buttons. And that thing itself has a removable battery, and you have to charge that, like USB charge it, and you can take that battery out and put it into Razer's making the keyboard thing too, so you can use the same battery for the keyboard dock if you buy that.
Yeah, you can have a regular PC dock with a keyboard and use a mouse if you'd like.
That's my number one question with all of these handheld things is how the battery is going to last and what the battery life is on all these things. I mean, I know a lot of my like my phone right now, like I can play a game for about 2 hours, and then like if I really want to use my phone for the rest of the day, I can't play any more than that.
I guess it's a little different than your phone because these things are separate. Because I know when the Circle Pad came out for the 3DS, that thing lasted a long time because that battery was just charging that controller, and so it wasn't really taking out a lot of battery. Since your phone is all one thing, taking battery off of all the things that it's running, it's a whole different story. You have your tablet battery, and then you have the frame of the two controllers. That battery is separate, so I bet you that one lasts a lot longer. Your tablet will probably run out first.
The thing I like, at least in theory, is that once everything is in the cloud, at least like concerning your saves and your controller configurations and stuff like that, it'll be nice to be able to, let's say you're playing Dishonored at your house, and then you stop playing, the save goes to the cloud, and then you bring that over to your friend's house. Like you can bring your Razor's Edge and that little dildo stick contraption, and then you pull that out, and then you can just pick up and start playing exactly where you were on that. So having the ability to kind of switch between all those different devices.
What were you originally playing Dishonored on? PC?
Yeah, my PC.
Okay.
But then I was like, I'm going over to my friend's house. I'm going out of town. I can just take that instead of my giant PC, or I could take the docking station. I have that tablet that I can use instead of having to worry about, hauling all that junk everywhere.
Yeah, but do they have it set up in a way that if you own Dishonored on your PC, can you have it on your tablet as well?
Yeah, because it'll play any. You can, because it's just a regular tablet. You can install Steam on it, and you can play any. It's because it has Windows 8 on it. It's a Windows 8 tablet.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say because I can't do that with my my iPad. You can't do that with Steam. I can't play any games.
Well, yeah, but this is a Windows 8 tablet.
That'll be interesting then.
What controllers are going to be available for the Steam box? Are they? Can you like plug in like a 360 controller?
I think that you can use because you can use that now for big picture. So they're going to keep that.
But like not like a PS3 controller. Like, can you bring like just a USB keyboard and mouse? Are they going to have integration for all of those?
Definitely the mouse and keyboard, but I don't know about PS3 controller. Mouse and keyboard, and I imagine 360 controller.
That's a lot of ports.
Yeah, have you seen the box? There's a lot of ports in the back. There's like HDMI, Ethernet, bunch of USBs.
I mean, that's one for a mouse, one for a keyboard, and you're talking four people. That's at least 8. And then, like, if you want to play anything more than 4 people.
Wait, 4 people? What are you talking about?
Steam box?
Oh, you're talking about playing together?
Yeah. I mean,
how do you do that?
Bring it to a friend's house and play together?
I don't know if you can do that or not. I thought that was just for yourself.
That's the only thing that I would really use the Steam box for. Why would you take the Steam box to a friend's house to play a single player game?
I would.
Why?
Because I go to friends' house play just single player games.
Why? Do you play? All right, so you have like 2 TVs and you both play like a different game?
Yeah, Jared, why don't you comment on this?
What?
All right, so Steam box, can you play multiple people off the same TV off the same box?
Multiple people on the same TV.
Like if I brought my Steam box over to your house and we both had a USB keyboard and mouse, could we both play Call of Duty on your TV?
Split screen?
I doubt it. I think it's just going to be just like regular Steam.
See, like you're just gonna take it to a friend's house, and you're gonna play by yourself while your friend plays something else.
That's so. Just
or your friend can be on his computer, and you can play online together. Then still play on Steam. Yeah.
I really don't understand. So you're gonna spend. All right. Let's say like $500 on a Steam box, just to be able to go to a friend's house and play a computer game on their TV while they play on their computer.
Not me. I'm fine with just what I got now.
I mean, that's really dumb to me. I would love to play co-op. Co-op computer games on a TV at a friend's house. I'd buy it.
I hate split screen in general, but if we can just do it online.
Yeah, me too, but you can do it online. Get a computer and do it.
But you don't want to carry your big computer around. Just want to carry a little box. Let's talk about something cooler. How about the flexible LED stuff?
OLED?
Have you guys seen that?
No.
The one that he showed that he demoed was actually just the screen coming out from just like a little plastic piece, and he was just showing how he could bend the screen all over the place and how it just won't crack or smash at all. What I think was really neat, they actually had a video being played on the screen, and he was like bending it, and it won't crack or anything. And then they actually had a phone prototype where they actually bent the screen around the edges of the phone, so that way if like the phone was shut by a cover, you could still see part of the phone, and like your messages would pop up there, and you could click on them. And they're also making TVs with OLED screens that are flexible. And they're actually making the screens like a curved, kind of like a U shape. Not really, really curved like a U, but kind of like a little bit more of an oval shape. And it kind of gives it like a 3D illusion without any 3D glasses or anything like that. So that looks really neat.
So they're making like concave TVs?
Yeah.
You're talking about those big curved monitor TVs, yeah. Those were shown off like 3-4 years ago.
Yeah, but now they're just talking about putting them into phones and like curving them around the phone so you can still see your screen.
So having
more
a curved, slightly concave phone?
No.
Or like having the straight glass across, but underneath it's concave?
No, the whole thing will be like technically it's plastic really. Because like when they just had the screen, they could bend it and everything. It would be like on your screen, and then say that the screen itself will go towards the edge, and it'll actually bend down around towards the back. The screen will bend that way, and then where the end of the screen is, you'll be able to see the side of here will be part of the display.
It's convex, or it's not. It's just like flat as normal.
No, you're gonna have like 270 degrees of screen.
yeah, but it's actually gonna stop. It's gonna stop like at the edge.
Where did you get 270?
I don't know. It's gonna be like 1,200 degrees of screen.
Show me that.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, what's shorter than 360?
There are 740 degrees in a triangle.
That's not true. They had one. It was it was really neat. Like you had a phone, say like this, right? And you had your front display, like normal phones. You had your front display, and then the back was normal here. But like it was actually like pretty thick, and what you could do is you could like open it up, and it would be twice the size and another screen on the inside, because you could fold the screen. And since you can fold the screen and not do any damage, you could have this huge screen and then just fold it together and have still have a front screen. And it just becomes
one bigger screen.
Yeah. So they say it's like the phone into a tablet. Like this. This is my prototype, if you can see.
Damn, that's an old phone.
Hello?
Yeah. But I thought that was really, really cool.
That's neat, but like what are the practical, like what's so great about it? What can you do with it?
Well, it's just a prototype. What they're saying is like you can have a screen here and then open it up and have a tablet and a phone. So you can carry around this little box, but then it actually opens up and you double the size.
It's almost like those crappy. Remember those Sony ones where it's like clamshell design, snaps up that we talked about like a year ago, that never came out or something.
Oh yeah, they're still around,
but better than that.
They were showing them off, and they also had ones where like it was kind of like a longer like plastic stick, and you could. I wish I had like something to use, but you could actually just press a button on it, and like the plastic string will scroll out pretty far actually.
Like a tube?
Yeah, kind of.
So you keep your phone in a tube?
Like it's not in a tube. It like it scrolls out.
Tampon.
Like phone? You press a button and it just like right out.
And then what do you do with it? It's just like Men in Black style thing.
No, it's an actual screen there, so you can actually do stuff on the screen. You can press a button, it'll come back in. So it's actually just like that big, though. Your phone will
Oh,
be that
okay.
big.
You're saying like it's like it comes out this way, long ways.
Yep. You press a button on the pen or whatever.
Where
and
does it go? Where does it go when it goes back inside this?
It rolls back
rolls
into
up,
it.
rolls up.
The
Magic.
screen rolls into it.
This is all magic.
Phone pen.
I'm just making all these ideas up. But I thought the whole entire flexible screen would be really neat, especially for how many people break their screens and have all these screen protectors. You don't have to use screen protectors anymore. It'd be like impossible to break your screen. They had videos of them like smashing screens with like sledgehammers, and they tried doing it on that plastic one, and obviously nothing happened to it.
That's pretty cool.
But either way, the big TVs that are curved like that are pretty neat.
Yeah, well, the big ones, like the big monitors you can get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's supposed to give like a 3D feel without having to wear those dumb glasses.
Yeah. And kind of, those are really neat. Can you get those yet? Are those on the market?
I don't think so.
I want one.
Pretty much everything they showed off at CES, if anything, they're going to be available later this year. If not, it should be later, a couple years from now.
What other cool stuff are happening or happened at CES?
Have you seen Toby? Do you know where he is at? No. Literally, have you seen Toby?
My name is Toby. Yeah.
You seen it?
Obviously true. No, I don't know what that is, Devin. No,
Okay,
no, neither do the
it's
listeners.
spelled Tobii, and it kind of looks like Kinect. You know what Kinect looks like?
Yeah, already sold. Love the Connect.
Yeah, it kind of looks like Kinect. But basically, you put this on your monitor, and it's basically just an eye detection thing. So if you're reading an article and you get down at the bottom of your screen, it will scroll up by itself. It just detects your eyes on the screen and what it's
Where
looking
you're
at.
at.
Yeah, you can do things like if I wanted to click on a specific icon on my desktop, I just look at it and then just click. I don't know what they were using. It wasn't like a mouse, but it was just something kind of like maybe a touchpad. But you just click on there, and it will open up whatever you're looking at. So if you want to if you want to open up Google Chrome, you just look at it and you click, and it'll open it up.
Well, that's like that Gaze. Did you see that?
That's what it's called, Tobii Gaze.
Oh yeah, yeah. The guys from Polygon did a thing where they were actually playing some games with it. Some really basic games. They were playing Minecraft with their eyes. You can only do basic things like jump and move along a path, but it was a start. And then there was this other like sort of space shooter where it was the Earth moving around. Like he had no control over the Earth, but he could look at the different objects that were floating and blow them. Like the laser would shoot and blow them up. I think that stuff's pretty cool because it may only be a start, but we have a lot of handicapped gamers out there.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people who either want to get into gaming or used to game and something happened, and if they don't have full functioning, function of both of their arms or whatever, and they can't use their feet because that'd be kind of difficult. But
maybe all they can do is just like click, and all they need to do is be able to look at your screen and click to move in a video game.
I mean, if they only
blink.
Yeah, like say they only had one arm.
You have to keep your eyes open the whole entire time, or else you die.
They can't blink. They lost their eyelids in a horrible accident. But like if they only have like function of like one of their arms, and they could use their eyes to move around in Minecraft, and they could still use the mouse to click or something like that. I think that stuff's pretty neat. There was something else like that, another handicap. I don't think they were promoting it as a handicap thing, but it could definitely be used.
I mean, this stuff is really early in development, and it may not be perfect, but it has a lot of promise for later.
Oh yeah, there was the other thing where you could use your hand. I don't know if you saw that, he was playing Portal with his hand, just one hand. Did you see that at all? It was very, very basic, and it wasn't perfect, of course. Of course, it was just a prototype, but he was using his hand to kind of control it, like using like squeezing it, opening and shutting his hand to like pick up objects and move them in and out a little bit. I mean, that's sort of Kinect-like, but you don't have to get up and run around like a dork.
You don't have to be in a basketball court to use it. That's interesting. What's that thing called? Do you know?
It was. I have no idea. It was part of the same guys that were doing the Tobii Gaze, I think. Did you see the? I thought something that was really neat was the Dance Dance Revolution Classroom Edition.
Yeah,
See that?
Supports like 50 people or something.
48 players, yeah.
Yeah.
Holy cow!
Yeah.
It can read that many people? Like,
well, no, I think they'll have separate screens and their own mats and everything, but it can support up to 48 people. But the goal of it is to try to get
Oh, you said DDR. Never mind. I was thinking Dance Central.
No, everyone crowd in one space in one basketball court. It's aiming at to try to help with child obesity, of course, but it's kind of a way to mix the kind of culture today of video games in with, getting kids to exercise and stuff. Because how many of us know like a mall rat that hangs out at the mall, plays DDR all day, used to be fat, but now they're skinny because they play DDR constantly?
Well, I guess we both know one.
Yeah. So it works.
I know one person, so I mean, it should work for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. If any indication of the smelly kids that don't shower at your local mall arcade playing DDR, if they're any indication of losing weight, then this will work for them. But I think it's a cool way. I'd like to go to school and play DDR. Well, I don't like DDR, but it'd be better than having.
You don't like school either.
Yeah, but it's better than most of the dumb stuff. Yeah, but if you're playing that in the gym, it's better than most of the dumb crap you had to play.
Yeah, except for dodgeball.
Well,
dodgeball was fun. Yeah. There's a lot of things that don't necessarily deal with gaming that I kind of want to just glance over a little bit.
Whatever, do it. Go.
Do you guys know what NFC is? They're like in phones now.
No.
It's called. It stands for near field communication. Basically, that's like the whole thing where like they were showing commercials where you can like touch the phones together and transfer pictures and videos and stuff.
Okay.
You ever see that?
Mm-hmm.
Well, now they're actually doing that. Like Sony is doing that with their phone, the Xperia. The new Xperia that's coming out, they're gonna have that where you can touch another phone and transfer things, or you can touch like their other products and transfer things. So like if you buy one of their tablets, you can just touch the back of the tablet to the back of the phone and transfer things that way. And what I thought was the coolest part of it was that if you have a Sony TV and you're playing a video on your Xperia, you can just touch the back of your phone to the back of your remote, and it will play the video on your big screen.
That's pretty sick. I got a lot of security questions about that kind of stuff, though. Like you're just walking through a big crowd of people, and you're just like putting your phone everywhere.
No, the other one,
rubbing
like,
your phone up on other
the
people.
other,
Right.
you both have to. Whenever you, I don't know if you've ever done it before. I've done it with my phone, but they call it like S-Beam on this phone. If you do it with if you do it with a cell phone, which I've already tried, if you connect the two phones together, like the receiver has to tap their screen and accept it, that they're going to get information. So you can't just go around and be like, oh, you got this,
so you can't just like take a dick pic, walk up to a hot girl, rub your phone on hers, and be like, there you go.
No.
You're welcome.
The other person has to accept it. So if you do it with a tablet, you have to accept it. I don't know how it's going to work with a remote. Maybe
yeah,
just
but
hit
like
okay on the TV.
If I just looked at my phone and it said like you can get this, I'd be like, heck yeah, I want to see what they sent me.
Yeah.
I'd always hit accept.
You have to do it in the act, because whenever you put them together, like your phone will vibrate or whatever, and it's like it wants to send information, so you hit yeah.
Oh.
But I think the whole like putting up to your remote, and like if you have first off you have to have a Sony phone and a Sony TV to be able to do that, so it's all proprietary that way. So you have to put up next to your remote, and then you can see it on your screen. I thought that was really neat. Like they said all this stuff in their keynote, but they didn't demonstrate any of it. Anything.
That's what CES is all about, showing stuff that will never come out or come out in 9 years.
They're like, oh, we can do all this stuff. It's like, well, I want to see it. If you can do it already, but it's just not available for consumers yet, why can't we see it? But anyway, I thought that was pretty neat. Not that I'm going to get an Xperia. Not that I want that dumb phone.
I'm surprised that Sony is still making an attempt to do anything like that, because the first Xperia didn't do too well. But they're still going after. I guess it's like the handheld thing. They keep making handhelds that no one wants.
Chase, why don't you cover the Illuminati room?
Yeah, why don't you cover the Illuminati?
Illuminati room. Did you know Michael Jackson was part of the Illuminati?
Everyone's part of the
True story. All right, so basically the Illumi room which is probably the coolest name I've ever heard in my whole entire life. It takes your screen, whatever it is, so like your monitor, your TV, or whatever, and it basically puts what's going on your TV screen and makes it your entire room. So let's say, like I had a grenade explosion like up here, and the Illumi room will take like the explosion and the fire and the smoke and everything and make it go like off toward like my ceiling and stuff. So it basically just expands everything that happens on your monitor or your TV screen. It looks super sick. If you can, go ahead and Google Illumi Room Microsoft trailer. It's so incredibly awesome. I will. This is like one of the only things from CES that I want, like right now. I will totally buy this.
Will that help with the immersion of video games, you think, in the future? Could that really help at all? You're still looking at your ceiling and your walls, unless you have like just clear walls with nothing. But in the demo, the guy had like bookshelves and stuff. I don't want things getting in the way.
And I don't know if you have played like a really intense game on like a 72-inch screen, but it's like insanely difficult. Like it's almost too big. Like there's too many places to look. Like I've been killed by a guy that I didn't even see because I was concentrating like over there to the left, and he's like way over there on the right, like in the 71st inch of the TV. You know what I'm saying? Like it's almost too.
So you want to have to like swivel around and like look around.
Yeah, like you're literally gonna have to like sit in a beanbag and look at your ceiling. And, like, have your TV on your ceiling. Like it's gonna be.
You're
like,
not literally gonna
awesome.
have to do that at all.
Yes, you are.
You're literally gonna have to be inside a circle room and on a swivel, flying around.
The thing is, the action is still on your TV. Anything that's remotely like important is gonna be on your TV. It's just like effects that are gonna happen around you.
It's just like the periphery of what's going on. Like you're if you're playing an FPS, the reticle and your gun and all the HUD information is still directly on your screen, but like if a grenade goes off to your right that normally would just like in Call of Duty just have the arrow to your right, you might actually see it go off there. At least that's what I'm thinking.
Right. Yeah. And it's also gonna kind of be stupid if you have like a lot of crap in your living room or like where your TV is. But it's gonna be really awesome if you just put your TV like up against a blank wall.
There, a wall mount TV.
That's what's really gonna look awesome. But if you have like bookshelves and like a fish tank and stupid crap around your TV, like it's gonna look dumb.
A bunch of posters up on your wall.
Right.
A bunch of dork posters. What would be really cool is to play some type of space flight game, and like you're sitting in the cockpit. Like say you have a giant TV. And you're like sitting relatively close to it, like it's a giant cockpit
on your beanbag.
And then in your parents' basement. And then on the periphery, as you're flying through hyperspace, you have like surround sound, and you have all this stuff flying past you.
You're getting all nerdy here, Jared.
Da, 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 da.
You see like the wings of your plane stuff from your left and your right on your sides here.
That'd be so exciting.
You go like this.
You look to your right, and Starbucks over there flying.
You know those warnings about
other
like
planets.
You know those warnings about like epilepsy that used to like come before you like once you just started your game.
That
like
still
they should come with like, dude, you are gonna have a straight seizure. Do not use this at all. You're gonna die.
Verbatim. Dude,
right.
Straight seizure.
Dude, seriously, you're gonna die.
Everyone's gonna have a seizure from this game.
Yeah, I mean, just flashing lights all over the room. You're just.
So how does this device work? Like
who knows?
You say Xbox Illumi Room.
Future, man. 2013. Welcome.
The future is now.
It's the future, man.
Do you think? All right. So seriously though, do you think
straight
like
up seizures?
Dude, seizures, epilepsy. Do you think game developers are gonna have to program this kind of stuff in specifically for Illumi Room, or do you think this just kind of takes like visuals and just kind of makes them go off? Like, oh, this is like a red-orange spark and like at the top of the monitor, and it like keeps going up.
It'll probably be like that.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know how it reads data, how it interprets and like exactly what's going on when you're not looking at it. So like, I don't know. when it's programmed, like I don't know if it's only really processing everything else that's happening around you. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
So I don't know if they'd be able just to take that data and immediately output it to this device.
We don't know if
So
it's a
sick,
device
though.
or not.
Well, it has to be. I mean, there's nothing that exists right now that just automatically does that.
Like
It's
it
not
could
just
be.
like
What if
there's
it's
an update to your
what if it's
Xbox.
just software?
What? No, you have to have something to output it. What are you talking about?
Right. What's going to illuminate your room?
It's not just they update your Xbox and your Xbox suddenly just. Like,
It's just gonna be an Xbox update. Okay.
yeah, it's just gonna be a download.
The problem is though, it's just so
DLC.
early that nobody knows much about it at all because this is more so just what they call a concept. Like they don't have any prototypes.
It's like one of those new age things they call a concept. Whatever that is.
You know what I'm saying though? It's just it's in the concept stages. Like that video they made was just completely fake. They're like, this is what we'd like to have. At some
Yeah,
point.
it might as well have been just someone just making something up on the internet.
Yeah.
saying,
Right. But
Wouldn't this be cool?
what might suck is you're going to have like a projector like behind you, like on the top of like something.
You have
like,
20 projectors in your
project- Right. Yeah. Just every single going which way.
Hey,
It's just like a
conversion.
$50,000 setup.
It's the future, man.
It's the
You don't know.
future. If you want blurry periphery images on your wall, it's the future. What else is cool at CES?
Let's just talk about the 4K and the 8K TVs. I didn't even know there were 8K TVs until recently, and they're being made by Sharp. Seriously, Sharp?
Who buys Sharp TVs?
Isn't Sharp? Who's Sharp owned by?
Sharp's owned by Taco Bell.
Sharp.
Anyway, go ahead.
But
Explain what they are.
4K TVs apparently, and they're actually, I just read that they're not called 4K TVs anymore. They're just called UHD or Ultra High Definition, which is such a dumb name. But the 4K TVs, I don't know why they're
Get so
changing.
caught up on this
It
stuff.
just ticks me out. 4K TVs, all it meant was that there was 4 times the resolution of an HD TV. 1920 by 1080, 4 times the resolution.
That's
And that's
insane revolution.
8K TVs.
Resolution.
Revolution.
But it doesn't really make 4K makes sense to say it's 4 times as many pixels as HD. 8K TVs is you would think would be 8 times, but no, it's 16 times the resolution of HD TVs.
That was
And-
my guess.
16. But these TVs, and it sucks because you watch videos of them at CS, but I mean, unless you're actually there to see it, I don't really know what these things look like, except for they have to be amazing. But then again, they're only making them on like humongous screens, so it's not like they have a high PPI. So I don't know how much better it would look. But I mean, they're coming out with the original ones were like 85 inches, then they came out with like 95 and 110 inches of screen, and then they are just recently, I think they're going to come out with like 55 and 65. So
Just
that way,
recently they're going to come out.
yeah, just recently they're going to come out next year, maybe tomorrow, but
Just recently they haven't come out. So just recently this product that hasn't come out.
But these big screens, the guy said at the booth that they're going to be like $12,000 when they come out later this year.
That's like a car.
Yes, it is.
Think about that.
Dude, you can buy a $1,000 TV and say that's just like a car, because you can buy cars for $1,000. But anyway, that's a very expensive TV, so it's only be like for the rich people, which is not me, unfortunately. And the only bad thing is,
You're
well,
not rich, I can't tell.
It's a huge. Oh, come on! I have like dress clothes back there. Go on.
I have dress clothes.
You can't tell I'm rich.
In a white tee with no pants on.
Okay.
And I'm sure rich people always refer to it as dress, like because we can't ever dress up any other time. I got dress clothes.
These are my normal clothes, though. Okay, I got.
Those are
Hanging
just
on the
everyday
back of a
clothes.
door.
Yeah. Let me show you my tie collection. I'll show you I'm rich.
It's on one of those spinning wheels.
But those are going to be certainly for the rich people. Nobody's going to want to buy those. They're too expensive. And the huge bad thing about that is that there's nothing for it. Nothing to display the 4K resolution. Like they don't have games for making for that. They don't have like any movies for that.
Just stretch everything out. It looks
They're just
horrible.
slowly going to start making content for it.
Yeah, but
So,
imagine if this stuff eventually, once it gets bigger,
it'll be good. It'll drop price. Hopefully they'll make smaller screens with it. I don't know why they're making like such humongous screens.
hopefully they put them in movie theater. How big is a movie theater screen?
I don't know.
Really big.
Imagine having a nice.
I think it's the ballpark of really big.
Really big, give or take a few bigs. Imagine like when screens get big enough and nice enough that you can actually put them up there instead of using projectors. How clear and crisp that picture would be.
But movies,
22 by 52 feet.
See, that's it.
is that like an average one or?
I think they're all the same. They all buy them from the same store.
22 feet tall, 52 feet wide.
Okay, well that's 110 inches is nowhere close to that. So
I'm just saying they could put a bunch of them up there.
and yeah, with each one being like $12,000 a pop, I think they're gonna just keep with the projector.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be neat to actually have that kind of high definition. And then when you go to the movie theaters, you have to pay like $40 every time if they start putting those kind of screens in.
It's getting there.
The only good thing I didn't see was 3D stuff. I'm glad I didn't see any dumb 3D stuff. They're not really pushing that from what I've seen, so that's nice. Have you guys heard of Vuzix? That's a company. They're making this dumb eye thing. It's like a headset, but it comes out like right below your eye, and it's like basically a screen that takes place of like the phone. If you have like a phone in your pocket, you can like see parts of your phone from your peripheral of your right eye.
So you can use it while driving.
Yeah, it looks completely retarded because if you're walking around with it, it just has like this big thing sticking out from your eye. Just people looks dumb with like Bluetooth while walking around talking to people and stuff, but this thing just like sticks out from your ear and then goes towards your eye.
You'd look like an even bigger dork with that thing coming out in front of you.
Yeah, I just think it would be so stupid. But it has like the girl said there's like different apps you can click on. Like there's your Facebook app, you have your Twitter app, you can go on the internet and stuff, and you scroll through that on your headset. There's different buttons on your headset. You can scroll through each one and click on which one you want. And like if you have a message, you can look at that. But you just walk around like with that every day, sticking out from your head.
It's kind of like
neat idea, but what for?
I don't know. Hands-free stuff. I mean, you can't obviously use that while driving.
Yeah. I don't know.
Because it's even worse. It's almost like Google Glasses. Like, why would you ever really want that?
Yeah.
You'd still look like a dork walking around with those Google Glasses on.
Yeah, it's cool. You're like half robot.
I just want to walk around with the Oculus Rift on my face.
Unless it's... Unless it's like built into your body. Then it's just lame.
I agree. I mean, it would be neat if they made contacts like that, so you wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
Contacts like that?
You know what I'm saying? Like you put contact in and you just like see.
Yeah, we
no
talked
matter
about
where
those
you
eyeball
look,
TVs before.
Yeah, but I don't necessarily want to see a TV. I just kind of like want to see parts of my screen on my phone.
It would project. There are these contacts we talked about like 2 years ago at this point, where you put them in your eye and only you can see it, but it would project a screen out in front of you.
It's
like
really
out in
planet.
front of where you're looking, and only you can see it, but you can access, like, you can watch TV shows, movies, and stuff like that. That would be pretty amazing. I think that'd be cooler than any of this stuff. Like if you could do that with your phone, like that stuff just coming up on your eyes automatically.
Yeah, but Jared, you can't wear contacts, so how would this benefit you at all?
I'd still do it anyway.
Yeah.
Even if I have to get my eyes removed.
That's quite the extreme length you'd have to go.
It's a little counterproductive. But...
Then there were translucent keyboards. Did you see those?
Yeah, that's old.
Oh, really?
Are you talking about the red ones where it shines down on something?
No, not the laser ones.
Oh.
These ones are like, it's just kind of like a glass panel, and it's arched up, like a keyboard is in the back, but it's completely like glass see-through thing. And basically, you kind of order your own custom set keyboards that are already programmed into like this sheet of plastic that you stick on top of the glass. And once you put it on there, it gets programmed into your computer of like what those key bindings are. So you can actually order these online. All you have to do is have the glass panel. You order them online. You can like stick different ones, like a whole different sheet of keyboard onto the glass.
So like if your hands are like too small to reach certain buttons, you can like move the buttons around a little bit.
I don't know how in depth you can change everything as far as the sizing of the keys, because basically they're all just like drawn on, but not really drawn. They're kind of like maybe engraved into this plastic sheet, and they all have, the technology in them to bind it to whatever key you want. Like you can make specific ones for like World of Warcraft or whatever. Buy that online. They'll send it to you, and you just take the whatever you have off your glass panel and spray it down with some kind of thing to wipe it off, and then you lay a new sheet down, and you could have whatever key bindings you chose online to be on your keyboard now.
I mean, I can already kind of do that with my mouse and keyboard now. Like, I use like the Steel Series or Razer programs and keybind certain keys to a specific
Or
game.
you can do that in most games they have it built in.
Right, you can do that too.
Yeah, but that in your case though, you still have the same keyboard. Like you still have the same keys in the same spots.
Hey, we have standards for a reason. Why are these guys trying to screw this up?
So you can like pretty much make however you want it to be. I'm not sure if you can change the number of keys on the plastic sheet or not, and exactly where they're positioned, but
right. So like if you wanted to move your number row an inch higher, you could do that.
Yeah. Or you could make I think you can make like a whole different type of keyboard. You don't have to have the whole entire QWERTY keyboard. You can make whatever you want on the screen, on the plastic sheet.
I mean, this seems like more of a, hey, we can do this, this is a neat idea, but it's pretty impractical.
Probably.
Because, first of all, I don't see a lot of people wanting to just hit, just glass. Like, a lot of people like having the actual tactile feedback of a keyboard, for one. And I don't really know anyone who's just like, man, the current keyboard is so constrictive, I hate having the Q in this place. I wish the Q was over here. I've never, ever had that conversation with anyone. So, I mean, it seems neat, putting it on this piece of paper, then, like, somehow transferring it to your glass keyboard thing or whatever. That seems really neat, but it just seems really impractical and not, like, something that anyone would ever use.
Yeah, because if you have that big of a problem with it, I mean, they sell, like, gaming keyboards just for, like, one hand, and, like, you just plug it in USB.
Yeah.
So you can have, like, WASD and all that kind of macro stuff. Like,
I mean, the PCs are already pretty highly customizable.
Right.
Yeah. It's just, you still have to deal with an actual keyboard, same layout of a keyboard anyway.
Right.
Yeah, it's probably not a big yearning for that. I mean, most gamers just have adapted to what a keyboard feels like into their games. So,
well, in general, we have standards. Like, there's a reason that the keyboard is set up the way it is. It's not like we just like someone
put random numbers.
Like, I guess we'll do it that way. Like, we have standards of how a QWERTY keyboard is laid out, and that's the way they're taught. So, like, it's weird if like this is someone's first, computer, and now they're learning to type on this, customizable one instead of actually the standard QWERTY one. But I don't think this will be anything relevant that anyone will really ever use much.
Yeah, maybe not. Probably just neat ideas, I guess.
Just neat technology.
Unless you're really into a specific game and you would want, I don't know, like if you're really into a game, you're already comfortable with how your setup is on a keyboard. It's not like you are going to want a specific type of keyboard, let alone on a glass panel that you can't really feel the buttons of it,
And if you're not a real gamer anyway. Get off.
You're not a real gamer.
You're not a real gamer.
You haven't collected all the Pokemon. All right, what else is cool at CES? Anything else? Take a break. All right.
27-inch tablets.
Rock Candy gaming headsets. Google it.
What's that?
Talk about it.
They just look really cool. Turtle Beach has a $300 headset for Xbox 360.
No one wants Turtle Beaches.
You have Turtle Beach, Devin?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
Get some real ones.
Wow.
What do you have, Chase?
Razer.
Lame.
Tritons, even though
These
my
are
Mad Cats are
$500
awesome.
Turtle Beaches.
Yeah, right.
I have. If anyone wants to buy these, can we do this? Can we do this on air?
Yeah.
I have X41s.
I'll take them.
I really don't want these.
$200
$200.
I am
don't want 'em.
selling.
You're selling for $200? They're used.
X41s are. I bought them brand new for $200. Probably used them for 6 months.
And you're asking them for $200 for a used pair of
No,
brand new.
probably. I don't know, probably 100. But still, I'm just saying they're a $200 pair of headset.
I'm selling the specialty care kit. The asking price right now is about $50.
I have this screwdriver that I'm selling. Well, let's take some calls. Hello, what's your bid? All right. Great segment, guys. Let's take a break, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about games we've been playing this week.
My mom got me this really interesting pack for Christmas, and there's really nothing useful in here except for a clip.
Okay, that is literally one of those things that she goes to Walgreens or CVS and just like, this will fall apart and he'll lose all these in like 5 minutes. I'll get that.
I was looking for clippers once in my house, and I couldn't find them. My mom's like, "You just get your own clippers." So she decides to buy me this pack that has 2 pairs of clippers, which I don't use the small ones for anything. I only use the big ones.
Me neither.
And then I have, I guess that cleans out your nails.
No, those are tweezers.
Tweezers.
Oh
bro.
shoot! Yeah. I was.
Crap,
I didn't even look at what it was.
How are you a teacher?
I didn't even see what it was. I totally forgot. I just picked it up because I haven't seen those in a long time, since Christmas. Well, on the camera, I couldn't tell. These ones push your cuticles back, I think.
Push your what?
Cuticles back. And then this is obviously a filer. Cuticles. It's obviously a file for your nails.
You can't just use your fingers to push your cuticles back?
You can, but that's what this pack is for. It's like it's a whole manicure thing.
I always
Whatever
have
tweezers
big,
are for.
I always have big clippers sitting near me.
Tweezers is what I was looking for, and she bought me this.
Oh, you were looking for tweezers.
Yeah.
Have you started actually clipping your nails now and not biting them?
I only clip my toenails. That's why I use the big ones.
Oh, you don't bite your toenails anymore?
No, I'm not doing that. I don't bite my athlete's feet toenails. If you'd see my toenails, you would not want to clip them either or bite them.
I can't bite my nails anymore. Chase, do you bite or clip?
Bite.
Both.
Man,
Bite.
biting was the worst because I would always bite, and then like at the very corner, I'd rip off too much or something, and then I'd have, you know what I mean? You rip too low, and then it.
Yeah, that's sore and stuff.
I bleed too.
Yeah.
Ew.
Why? Because
I don't stop. I go too far. I end up bleeding.
Can we take a break?
I can't stop. I go too far. I start bleeding.
I can't stop it.
Rip like a dip.
Can we take a break?
And spit the juice.
Yeah, we should always put like fake dips in and have a podcast that way.
Beef
I
jerky.
have.
Chase will have a real one in.
No. I have promo time here.
I'm just gonna put like a.
What's that?
It's called Jake's Mint Chew. It's tobacco free and nicotine free.
It just gives you the burning sensation.
Yeah.
It's just a pouch full of razor blades.
It's basically like
Just cut your mouth all open.
Yeah, you spit the blood.
It's like tree bark and maple syrup. It's really bad.
Just spit
It's
blood
really
out.
bad.
The whole bottle of blood.
Yeah.
What are you eating, dear? That's disgusting.
Chocolate.
This lady gave me this at the mall today. She's like, hand in your gold, blah, blah, blah. I just like walked right past her and
Is
she
that just
handed
a
this
bag
in.
or?
Yeah, it's a bag to put your gold in and
Okay.
like send it to this address.
Have you ever done that?
No. She's like,
Dude,
send your gold and your mismatched earrings.
I took
Does this
I
end with
took
you
my-
getting scammed? Because that's all it is.
no, dude. I took my grandpa's old class ring. They gave me $300.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
Well, like if you really don't want the gold that you have, why not just send it off? Even if you get like $5.
Where'd you go? Like cash for? Did you go somewhere and do it, or did you mail it in?
I went there.
Okay,
you should mail it in. You should go there.
Well, this one wants me to mail it into. Wait a second. That's just the mall's address.
Wait a minute.
He wants me to mail it into the mall.
Wait a minute.
All you gotta do is go to the mall and just drop it somewhere, and they'll find it.
Oh, a cash drop? You just drop it in the mall?
Wow, 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 wow. PixelPerfectMag.com.
What? Are you still looking up stuff, Devin?
Yeah. I just saw the video. I don't know why.
Chase is wearing jammy pants too. Look at him, jammy pants.
Don't do that crap.
Chase, what kind of jammy pants are those?
Oh,
Angry Birds.
Angry Birds. Jeez, Chase.
I want to talk about
Can
NFC
you
too.
see them? They're birds that are colorful. Got them as a Christmas present.
Do you even like Angry Birds?
No, but they're fleece and they're super comfy and warm.
Did someone just get them for you that thinks like, you like gaming, so you'll like this?
That's exactly what happened. They go, I don't even know if you like Angry Birds, but here are some.
But you're a gamer, so you would like it.
But I know you like this.
I saw a kiosk at the mall, and here you go. At least it wasn't like Call of Duty Black Ops 2 or something, you know?
I'm not
that
sure.
worse than Angry Birds? One you look like a kid, the other one you look like a...
At least it wasn't Mass Effect 3.
I would have been excited for Mass Effect 3.
It had the ending of Mass Effect 3 on the back.
All over it.
You're just walking around.
And I just shit on it.
Do you know the ending, Chase?
Yes.
Alright, let's spoil it for Devin.
Okay.
No.
Everyone dies.
There's this kid. Devin, are you ready yet?
Yeah, I'll find it while we're talking.
And I'm Devin.
And I'm Justin Brenners.
Episode 58, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
You have notes?
Don't tell me what podcast it is. I know what the heck is going on here.
That's barely relevant.
Barely relevant, episode 76. I guess we never put out 75.
What's the name of that game? Zero Dark 30? Route
Movie.
030?
Kentucky 030.
Kentucky.
No, Kentucky Route 0.
Kentucky 030.
Kentucky Django Unchained. Did you see Django Unchained yet?
No.
It's a good movie, Chase.
No, it's not.
It is a darn good movie.
It's a damn good movie.
You don't like Tarantino?
He's just writing that off right there. No, it's not.
You don't like Tarantino?
No, it's not. I don't know. What other movies has he done?
Reservoir Dogs,
Nah.
Pulp Fiction.
Nah.
What? Shut up. We're not friends.
We're not even friends anymore.
I don't even care.
I am Kerr.
All right, Devin, we're already behind the curve.
We're at CES 2013.
Hey guys, we're live at CES.
A week after it's over.
We're here in the press room at CES 2013.
I know it looks like I have a closet behind me, but it's really not.
Behind that door, there's a lot of special projects going on that no one knows about.
Some jeans and some shirts.
Special high-tech jeans, high-tech shirts. Only at CES 2013.
Coming at you.
Stay tuned to pixelperfectmag.com. Or don't. Alright, Devin, I'm always waiting for you.
I'm good, dude. Let's go.
What are you doing right now? You're making tons of noise.
No, I'm not.
Look at that face!
Huh?
This is what you look like. Alright, so you guys ready to come back from the break?
Yeah, we're back.
I'm nervous.
You say I'm nervous.
I can't do this anymore. I'm nervous.
It's my first time.
Are we live? I'm nervous. Welcome back. Let's talk about video games, gents. Devin, have you been playing anything?
Yeah, dude. Of course.
Cool story.
All right, awesome. Tell us about it. What game?
I've been playing a ton of Rage.
Have you really?
I play a little bit.
Riven.
But I don't particularly like to talk about older games that I've been playing.
All right. Do you have any recent games you'd like to talk about?
Any at all.
Chase, what have you been playing this week?
Pokemon 3D.
I'll go back to you. Screw you.
What?
No,
What have you played? Screw you.
Pokemon 3. Screw you, man.
What is Pokemon 3D? I don't even know what that is.
Dude, Pokemon 3D is Pokemon Gold and Silver in 3D.
Chase,
So you are... I can't grow up. I love it. It's basically Pokemon first person, and you like walk
First
around.
person?
Yeah, you like walk around.
That's the only
It's like a
Pokemon game I
first
play.
person Pokemon game. It's awesome.
Is this a legitimate release or what is this?
It is version 0.20.
Okay, yeah, but like, is this an official like Nintendo game or what?
No.
This is like a mod for something.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, it's on. You can go on IndieDB and look it up. It's Pokemon3D.net. It's freaking awesome.
Yeah, I figured because there isn't any 3D Pokemon game until X and Y come out. That's the first one.
Right.
So what's it made in? Is it like a mod, like a source mod or something, or what?
No, not affiliated with Nintendo. Colbin Games. They're developed by Colbin Games.
Okay.
Yeah, it runs just like Minecraft.
So it looks like Minecraft?
Kind of, a little bit. I mean, it's got that like kind of old school Game Boy look and feel to it, old school Pokemon look. But dude, it's really really cool. Like you get to like just walk right into like the brush and like fight Pokemon, and it's awesome.
I feel like they should have updated that years ago.
To
The Pokemon
first person?
series. Well, I mean, they just kept the same old formula for years in the
Those
handheld.
games sell like crazy.
Yeah, like they have
They don't
no
have to change anything.
right. They have no reason to change anything. But like all the older people like me who want to see this happen.
Why? Why do you want to see it happen? What's
why.
so great about first person versus the third person top view thing?
Because it's a totally different perspective on the world.
That's
of
true. It is a different perspective.
That is true.
Got it. I don't know. I think this is something that even before I found it, like a couple of weeks ago, I mentioned something like this. Maybe it was a little over a month ago, but I really wanted them to make something like Pokemon Snap in 3D or something. I don't know.
Well, that's something I'd play. If they came out with Pokemon Snap 2, I'm all for it.
Dude, that game was awesome too. But yeah, I mean, just to walk around the world and like view it from your player's perspective is really really cool because you get to like look at Pokemon like 3D while you're walking around. I don't know, it's cool. It's fun.
Is anything different, or is it exactly like those same games? I mean,
They're all right. So the dude or dudes or chicks, whoever's
Dudettes.
making it, they're kind of like updating the moves and the way like Pokemon used to move. They're like updating it and kind of making it like in the future, like updated graphics and stuff like that. So. But yeah, basically everything is the same. Like they're trying to make it exactly like everything in the world exactly the same, but they just want to like update the moves and stuff and
so
make
this
it
is
all
a
look
free
cooler.
game. Do you need like anything to run it?
No, not at all. You just go download it.
It's free. Shoot.
Is this recently released?
It's only version 0.20. I mean, I just found it about a week ago.
You should do a video on it.
I should.
That's cool.
All right, look for pixelperfectmag.com.
You getting X and Y?
Look for it.
No,
Okay.
I don't have handheld. I don't do handhelds.
Yep. How do you play like any Pokemon games?
The last Pokemon game I played was
Red, like the original.
no, I got Blue. I never played Red.
Well, they
I
came out
think
the
it was
same.
Gold and Silver actually.
Why X and Y? Why the heck did they come out with X and Y for? They ran out of colors, minerals.
I have no idea.
That's
I,
a great question for him, Devin.
Not asking. I'm not asking him specifically. I'm just saying, like, why? Why?
I don't know, man.
Why do they keep making Pokemon games?
I don't know that either.
They're changing. They're changing the 3 starters. They're, dude. They're
Holy
screwing
crap!
everything
I don't know
up.
what you're saying.
Don't wait. So they haven't changed the 3 starters since the beginning? I doubt that.
Dude, no. There's been like 6 different starting Pokemon,
Okay.
but
Wait,
they're
that's not
changing
bad.
them again with X and Y.
Well,
I still like Bulbasaur.
I don't know anything about Pokemon. Been playing anything else?
Nope. Oh, I played Zero Dark 30. You want to talk about that later, though?
It's a movie.
What's the name of that game then?
Kentucky Route Zero.
Kentucky Route Zero 30 0.
30-0 Django Unchained. Well, I mean, we can talk about it now, or if you want to. I mean, we're not going to talk spoilers, but I guess we
Right.
can talk vaguely about what it is.
Okay. Let's
Okay.
talk about it.
It's a point and click scary adventure game that I don't really know what it's fully about.
I
It's
mean,
about an underground railroad.
yeah, it's about Harriet Tubman. I would say, well, I wouldn't say it's necessarily a scary game, but
Atmospheric, for sure.
I can read the thing on the website. It says Kentucky Route Zero is a magical, realistic adventure game about a secret highway in the caves beneath Kentucky and the mysterious folks who travel it.
Is that real? There are
Yeah,
mysterious
that's what it
folks
says.
traveling that stuff?
It's developed by Cardboard Computer, which is the 2 guys, Jake and Thomas. So the first part of it's only out. So it's like a point-and-click adventure game, and it's not in your standard point-and-click. It's very there's not a lot of puzzles or item finding. The thing that stuck out to me right away was the art style. If you've ever seen Another World or Out of This World, depending on what region you live in, it's called different names, but it's very reminiscent of that. But it doesn't play like that at all. But it's a very, very pretty game. I think. I think it has a very interesting art style to it. And there's a lot of choice in it, but right now I can't really tell if that has an effect on anything.
Yeah,
It's
like,
supposed to, isn't it?
well, we were talking earlier, and like at a point in the game, like you're asked very vaguely, "How is your leg?" And that's not really going to spoil anything, but Jared and I both picked 2 different answers, and our character came out the same. So we don't really know if how you answer questions directly correlates to how your character is going to become throughout the game, or if like it's already predetermined. They
Yeah.
just ask you anyway.
Well, a lot of the questions, it's not like The Walking Dead in the sense that when you choose a question, your actions are very like you know what's going to happen. There are explicit outcomes to what you're doing. So you choose one person over another, or you do this or that. You know how it's going to offend someone or how it's going to kind of move the story forward. In this one, you're given choices where, like he said, something happens and you have the choice of either saying I'm all right, my leg's all right, or I've hurt my leg. And for us, it seemed to come out to the same ending. So not ending. It wasn't the ending of the game, but it seemed to have the same result as far as we know. But there's a lot of questions in there that it seems like I'm trying to think of a really good example where it kind of shows where you can either you meet someone along the way, and you can either choose to maybe sometimes engage more with them and ask questions that explore more of
who that person is or their background or something like that. Right. Or you can just like move the conversation along or like not say anything.
Yeah.
And nothing really changed. Like
as far as we know.
Yeah, we got the same basic game. But you can explore like when you move along in the game, you zoom out to like the world map, so you actually get to like different highways and cities and stuff.
I guess we never really explained what the exact game is about, did we?
No.
You read the description.
I wish I actually knew exactly what it was about.
Well, it starts out with this guy who is working at an antique shop. He's a delivery man for an antique shop, and you start at this gas station, and you are looking for this road called Kentucky Route Zero, and you stop at this this gas station, and you talk to this old blind man. It kind of sets off from there. He tells you where you need to go, what you need to do, and like Chase said, at a certain point, like as you're moving from one area to another, it pulls out to like this highway view, and you're still pointing and clicking, and it's just like this wheel moving along the roads. But you can go to different areas that way. But you can also kind of explore by just driving around, and different things will pop up, and you can kind of get more of the atmosphere of the area. You can't necessarily just go in a bunch of different places and not like an open world game. I feel like the more I describe this, the more it doesn't make any sense to anyone listening.
It was really kind of an out there game, though. Like, while I was playing it, I'm like, what the hell is going on here?
I haven't looked up anything on it, but I watched a video of some guys playing it, and the way they described it is that it's a game where you have choices that affect the game, but they don't affect it at all, which makes no sense to me. I don't know what that means, but I don't know. It's really interesting. It's going to be a 5-part game. You can get all acts for $25. It's not out yet. The first act just came out recently. If you want just the first act, it's $7.
Wow, it's expensive.
Not really. For the amount of time it takes you put into it, I don't think it's that bad.
Yeah, if you really want to, you can put about 3-4 hours into it. If you just want to like rush through the whole thing, it'll take you about an hour and a half.
So you already beat the first act, or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like it depends how much you want to do. There's a lot of things where it's one of those games that doesn't hold your hand in any way, so it's up to you to explore as much as you want. You're in control of how far you go, how much. Like me and Chase were talking earlier, and there's certain, and I'll probably throw this in at the end of the podcast. So if you have played it and you want to hear, some of the spoiler stuff that we talk about, you can listen to that. That'll be after the end music. But there are certain choices where you can kind of just barrel through the main story, or you can kind of just explore more, explore different avenues and have conversations with people, or check out different areas on the map. You don't have to do any of that, but it kind of gives you a better sense. And it's one of those games, at least from this initial one, it's one of those games that I've already kind of started making up certain theories in my head of what might be going on, because it's a really weird game, and the story is weird, and it's not like weird like crazy. It's kind of weird like I'm not sure what's going on here, but there's obviously a cohesive element, and it's definitely moving in a logical pace, but we don't know what the logic is yet. If that makes any sense at all.
Like, I actually found myself while I was playing it, like, I'm squinting my eyes and I'm scratching my head and I'm like, something's not right here, but I'm gonna find out I really want to find out what it is, but I have no idea exactly what I'm looking for. So, like, they do a good job of really kind of displaying like something is amiss, and you don't know if it is like your character, the world, other people. Like Jared and I just like we were throwing out ideas of like what may be the cause or what's going on exactly, but like there's no obvious conclusion at the end of the first act. So
yeah, I definitely recommend playing it though. I'd say look up a video on it Well, no, I wouldn't say that, but for some reason you're on the fence. If you're not willing to throw down the $7, then maybe look up a video and get a little bit of taste of it, but don't watch too much of it. But just give him $7. It's only $7.
Does the story of him being a delivery guy for an antique shop have anything to do with where the story's going? Or could that just be replaced with anything? Could he be a pizza delivery guy?
Kind of. There's not really pizza delivery that wouldn't make much sense. There are little points where conversations happen where
it has to do with antiques, basically.
It's antiques and kind of referenced. So maybe it could be switched out, at least in this first act. I mean, we still have 4 other acts, but at least right now it's not something that plays a huge part of it. But it's kind of referenced in a number of different ways.
And that's one of the things you don't know if it has to do with like a certain antique that like maybe was sold to him or he's carrying around in his truck yet, or like we really honestly have no idea what's going on, except that something is definitely amiss.
And that makes you want to play another episode.
Yeah, and it really does. That's one of the really good things about it is they really set up the atmosphere and they give you 0 answers so far.
Yeah, one thing I really, really want to stress to people who think that, like, oh, it's a point-and-click game, I'm not going to like it. Don't put that out of your mind because it's not like a traditional point-and-click game at all. Like, the only thing you are doing is pointing and clicking the entire time, but there's not puzzles or anything like that. It's very non-traditional, but kind of traditional. I know it sounds all contradictory, but
just like The Walking Dead, right?
Not even like The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead's a completely different beast. The Walking Dead's not even really a point-and-click game, but I
played the first act or the first chapter of The Walking Dead, and it was amazing. Yeah. I am now a convert of The Walking Dead video game.
Did you want to talk anything about The Walking Dead since he played the first act, Jared? Or are you still talking about the Kentucky Fried Chicken thing?
Yeah, Kentucky Fried Chicken. Just last thing I want to say before we go, we can talk about Walking Dead. Last thing I want to say, I highly recommend playing this game. This is one of the games that is very, very original. It has a very unique style to it. I haven't seen any other game that has done something like this, so please check it out. Please go to KentuckyRoute0.com, check the game out.
This game got greenlit, didn't it?
I have no idea.
Or is it on the list?
I don't know. I bought all acts, the $25 one directly from the site. So I don't think it got greenlit because I didn't see anything on there.
Did you play Perspective?
Not yet.
Oh, I want to play that, so we talk about that
this week.
Chase, you should play that for next week so we can talk about it.
Okay.
He has not. Okay.
We'll show him. So, The Walking Dead.
Yeah, back to the first episode of Walking Dead.
What'd you think?
Oh my god, it pissed me off. I was like, yeah, I totally want to save this dude, but that didn't happen.
You saved the wrong person?
Cocksucker of Walking Dead.
Reveal.
What happened? Who'd you save?
I can't spoil it. I don't want to spoil it for anyone who hasn't played. But
screw them.
I went to save one dude, and the game was like, nope, something else is going to happen. That dude gets saved, and then this dude's going to die.
That's not a spoiler. They know that there's going to be choices like that. Who you saving?
I know, but I want to choose someone, and that person gets saved. That's the whole point of why I chose him.
Who did you choose to save?
I chose to save the farmer's son, but that little kid ended up getting saved.
Yeah, I knew that. I don't want to spoil anything for you, but there are certain things in the game, no matter what you choose. This is going to kind of spoil it anyway, I guess. But there are certain things, no matter what you choose, it kind of will go a certain direction because that's the way it wants the story to go.
Well, that dude basically has to die, so he like kicks you out of his farm and moves the story along.
Right.
That's basically
And when we first played it, when it was coming out, when the first act just came out, we played through it. I think me and Jared chose the same thing. We chose to save Duck. And then we were kind of wondering, like, well, would you be able to still stay at the farm if you chose the other guy? Because
why would you not save a kid, Chase? You horrible person.
Yeah.
Because that kid's a freaking retard.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I didn't really like him that much
I
either,
like driving the tractor. Ding, ding, ding.
So if a kid, okay, so Chase, what you're saying, if a kid is a retard, you want them to be dead.
If I had to choose between a
Pixel
smart
perfect.
person and a retarded kid, I'm choosing the smart person. That's what I'm saying.
To live right in the apocalypse with you.
I am not saying I want to euthanize all retarded children. That's not what I'm saying. But it is very, very cool though. I wasn't expecting it to be um I wasn't expecting the combat to be as it was. I mean, I think I really like it because it is not that difficult, but that's not the point of the game.
Yeah.
Is not to the point of the game is not to lose a quick time event to a zombie. That's not the point, which is why I like that's the way it's set up. Like I talked to my girlfriend and I'm like, yeah, dude, you should totally play this game. And she's like, no way, The Walking Dead is gonna be impossible. There's gonna be zombies everywhere. And I'm like, that's not the point of The Walking Dead at all. Like the comics, that's not the point. The TV show is not the point. And I think they built this game correctly because that's not the point of the game.
I think a lot of people complained about the combat, and I don't think necessarily the combat was amazing, but I think it fit. Like, I think they did a good job of not trying to do anything spectacular, but kind of keep it still in the realm of what an adventure game like that would be.
I mean, I would agree with that. I think the combat was not cool. Like it's not fun. Like
Yeah,
you
like you
just
couldn't make a separate game just with this.
right. That would be awful. That absolutely awful. But in The Walking Dead,
In the
that's
context
awesome.
of it all,
Awesome.
yeah, it works. Yeah, I think it works. I mean, it's not great. It could be better, but I still think they did a
Right.
decent job.
If I
I think
It's
want,
just
if I
displaying the
wanted,
story.
right. I mean, if I wanted a gun and walk around and shoot zombies, I'm gonna play Call of Duty Zombies.
yeah.
Like I'm gonna play Black Ops Zombies. So anyway, that's everything I've been playing. I'm done.
Cool.
All right, I'm going to talk about Don't Starve, which is technically in beta right now, but you can buy it on Steam.
Oh, I didn't know it was beta.
Yeah, it says it's beta, and I can't really tell. I mean, it's one of those things, sort of like Minecraft, where it's in beta, but you can't really tell. It's constantly getting updates, but it still plays really well. So anyway, Don't Starve is a survival game. It is made by the same guys who made Mark of the Ninja and Shank. And I'm also playing Mark of the Ninja, but I haven't really gotten to that much. But this is the first of their games that I am really into. I really, really am enjoying this game. You guys know me. I'm not the kind of person who usually plays one game in a long sitting. And the first time I played this game, I put about 2 hours into it. Yesterday, I played 7 hours straight of this game. And that's a rarity for me anymore to do that with a game. But anyway, so it's a survival game, and the view is like a top-down sort of isometric 3/4 view, and you start out. There's really no story to it. I don't know if there will be one later, but you start out by choosing. Right now, there's 3 different people you can choose from. You can only play with one of them at first, but as you progress, you unlock other characters. But I'll get into that in a minute. So you jump into the world, and this guy basically just says, "Try to survive." And your goal is to survive as many days as you can. And it's one of those games where you have to gather food, you have to fend off monsters, you have to continue to gather different things throughout the world to survive. So the main 2 things you have to worry about are your hunger and your health, really. The health only really matters if you get into fight, but your hunger is your main thing. So you start out in the world and you're walking around and you can collect different things. There's a lot of things to collect. You can collect twigs and rocks and I forget if it's called flint or not, but you can use these different things to either craft items. So, like right off the bat, I would start and let's say I'd walk around, I'd pick up a few twigs, a few of the flint rocks, and I could put those together to craft an axe. And I could use that axe to then chop down a tree, which I can get logs from. And I can use those logs to build fires. And as you progress through the game, there's a whole bunch of things that you can unlock that you can then create other things with. So like, for instance, If you have logs, you can then turn logs into boards, and then you can use the boards to make like a chest where you can hold different items in.
So it's Minecraft.
See, that's the initial comparison that everyone made to it, and for me, when I started playing Minecraft back in the day, I was really interested in that idea, like the idea of trying to survive. But if you actually play Minecraft, there's very little survival to it, because like at nighttime you just go in your, you know, in your structure and just kind of sit there and wait and do whatever. But there's really no survival that you have to worry about during the daytime. Minecraft kind of feels more like about building stuff and just exploring. This game, there's definitely a huge exploration element to it, but you really do have to survive. Like at nighttime, you have to start a fire. At nighttime is when the monsters come out, and you can go around, and you can fight monsters and stuff if you want, but you have to have a fire going, and you have to have wood to keep the fires going.
Why do you need fire?
Because that's the only thing that keeps the monsters at bay.
So you just stand next to a fire and you'll be okay?
Yeah, you can stand. You can just stand next to a fire and do nothing if you want. Just wait it out, or you can make a torch. And you can go walking around and you can find monsters. Um, but usually, what I've been doing, a lot of people seem to be doing this too. You kind of make a home base, and you can make. There's different fires. You can just make a regular fire that once it goes out, it disappears, or you can make a fire pit that always exists there. And then, but you have to keep feeding it wood or other things to keep the fire going. I have like a home base that there's different continents sort of that you can travel to, different islands. I guess I would say not continent. That's huge, but little islands that you can travel between.
Fast travel?
No, there's like bridges connecting them.
Oh.
And each one's different. So you might start out in like a grassy area where everything is
grassy.
Grassy, but it has like certain plants and animals there. But then you move to like a rocky desert area that has different plants and animals and things.
So you get different biomes. Sounds just like Minecraft.
What does that mean?
Biomes.
No.
Biomes.
A lot of people compare it to Minecraft, but I wouldn't compare it directly to Minecraft. At first glance, it seems like that, but once you start playing it, this is really a survival game. Minecraft really isn't about survival.
Can you build a house? Can you build stuff?
You can build. I don't know how much you can build yet. I'm not super far. Like what I've unlocked so far.
You said about a home base. So what's a home base mean? That's where your chest is, and that's it.
Well, no, you can make chests, and then you create. You have to research stuff by collecting things, and then
research.
You have this machine that you have to create. First, you create the machine, and then you can place that somewhere, and then you can. Then, as you gather stuff, you can put it into the machine. You research, you get research points. You can then use those research points to unlock different things that you can then create. Right now, you can't create any housing that I know of. Maybe you can. Maybe I haven't gotten far enough because you can unlock other machines then that unlock more things that you can unlock.
That sounds great.
I don't feel like I'm doing this justice, but this game is an incredible amount of fun. Now, the one thing about it, it is a roguelike, which I know initially that sounds like that's a terrible thing.
No thanks.
It's not completely. Hold on. When you die, you do lose all the stuff you have, but you don't lose all your progress. So anything you've unlocked, you still have that. You still have your research points from before. So you'll start out at nothing again. Like you won't have like if you've built up kind of a small base of stuff and you have like a bunch of weapons and armor and stuff together. You'll lose that when you die, but when you start over, you still have research points, you still have the things, so you don't have to unlock everything all over again.
So you'll be able to build a fire pit right off the gate instead of just a
as long as you can get the items, yeah.
Right.
So you can immediately do that. So like if you want to say you unlocked a golden axe, like cause one of the things you can go around and you can mine rocks, and then out of that comes rocks, flint, and gold. And say you've unlocked the ability to make a gold axe, but then you die. When you come back, right off the bat, you can make a gold axe as long as you get the stuff. You don't have to unlock it again. So that's a really nice element to it. Graphically, it is a really nice-looking game. It's all hand-drawn, and it has a very stylized look to it, very stylized hand-drawn look to it, and it's very interesting. It's tons of fun.
Cool.
I don't know, I could go on it for ever, but I would say if you're on the fence, look up a video of it. But if you buy it right now on Steam, it's $11.99, and you get an extra copy of it for free that you can give away to somebody. And I think if you like the survival element of games, like don't let the roguelike element of it throw you off. If you like the idea of survival, for me when I first, like I said with Minecraft, that was the initial thing that got me into Minecraft because I thought you were going to go around and collect stuff, and I thought you were going to have to craft stuff to survive, and it was really going to be this me against the world element to it. But that really doesn't exist. Minecraft is more about like playing with Legos. But this one, Don't Starve, is very much about survival. And
do you have to eat and stuff?
Yeah, you do have to eat. I guess I didn't talk about that. So throughout the world, there's different things that you pick up. So you can like pick up berries and carrots, and you can eat those to fill you up. And different things do like it's out of 100. So different ones have different amounts of I don't know, they fill you up different amounts. But you can also catch animals. So eventually you can build traps, then you can catch animals. I haven't figured out how to eat those yet. I don't know. I think you have to cook them and stuff. But like if you kill monsters, you can get their meat. You can eat their meat.
And they're just around all the time. Is there like a daytime, nighttime, but they're around anytime?
The monsters, like, so there's different pods you'll see. Like they look like spiders and kind of like this weird spider nest thing. And you can go up and attack them anytime you want, but when you attack them, they all come running out. So, I mean, you have to be prepared. You have to make sure you make like a spear and some armor so you can go up and take them on. But killing them rewards you with a bunch of meat and some other things. Sometimes they drop like silk, which then you can use silk to craft different types of traps, like a fly. Like you can catch like insects because there's a bunch of insects in the game. So it has different rewards. Now, when you kill something, it doesn't come back right away either. It's not just like in 24 hours in the game. It's just going to reappear. So, for instance, there's beehives around, and you can go up and you can attack all the bees, kill the bees, and from them you can get stingers or honey. And honey is one of the best things to get in terms of wanting to replenish your health. So if you get hurt, you definitely go to a beehive, get some honey. But like if you attack that beehive, it takes that beehive away, and they might not come back for a while. So it has this really neat element of it's kind of like a breeding ecosystem in some ways because, for instance, there's seeds that birds will come down and fly down and drop on the ground. And I'm not sure about this, but like if the seeds lay there for a while, eventually they'll turn into some type of plant. Or you can pick up the seeds and eat them to replenish some health or for some hunger. When you chop down a tree, you get pine cones sometimes, which you can use to replant trees. So you can kind of reshape the ecosystem a little bit to your, like for me, I build a base and because you're going to constantly need wood. So like I'm making like rows of trees, or I'm like replanting berry bushes. So I always have food and I always have, trees there that I can chop down. But like when you like I was saying about the beehive, if you take the beehive out, the bees aren't going to be there. But you can still kill bees, and the bees will eventually make more bees at the beehive. So you can kind of affect the ecosystem like that.
Set up your base there.
Well, you don't want to be right next to the bees.
Well, not next to them, but a short distance away.
If you're on an island, like the island you start out usually has like it's also kind of a randomly generated world. But you don't. The way it works is like you make a new world, and then even when you die, when you go back in, you still can play in that same world. So you already know the world. And I haven't been able to explore a lot because it can get kind of dangerous because you have to load up on stuff to travel, and things are going to happen along the way. There's swampy areas where you're going to get attacked. So like you need to have food, you need to have things to protect yourself, but you can't always carry all that stuff with you. So on each island, I try to set up different bases that I can go to. So I might want to go to the swamp area and kill some frogs and get frog legs. And, there's certain types of trees there that I use for different crafting things, so I want to get those. Or I might move to the rock area because I want to mine some rocks. But there's also these big, huge two-legged birds that will follow you and attack you. So you have to be prepared for that. There's this one area where it's like the Three Little Pigs, except there's a bunch of pigs living in houses. They're kind of cool.
What bird isn't two-legged?
There's just well, it has like no arms and it has one big eye.
Oh.
There's just a lot of really neat elements to this game, and a lot of people are already playing it. But I think if this at all sounds interesting to you, if you like survival stuff in any sense, in any game, if you like some of that hardcore mode that you can do in Fallout or something like that, then this will definitely appeal to you. I highly recommend it. Devin, you have a copy. Why don't you play already?
Well, I can. I kind of forgot I had one, though.
This is one of those games that I like so much, I almost want to buy. I just want to buy for my friends just so they can play it. And it's rare that I'm ever like that about a game.
Wow.
So I really, really like this game. I'm not sure. I guess this game technically came out last year. So I can't... And it's in beta, so I wouldn't put it on my list, but this would have been very high on my list, probably, had I played it last year. And I wouldn't have put it on my list. But this year, when it releases, it'll probably already be on my top 10 list.
Really?
So there you go.
Top 10 list
Really?
in January.
Already ready. This is already on the list. This game is fantastic. Any questions for me?
Well, you're great now.
I'll be taking questions now.
Are you taking signatures too?
You can if you're one of the first guy you start out with, you eventually grow a beard over time and it gets bigger and bigger. And there's this fire mechanic that things can catch on fire. So you could build up your base, but if your fire gets too big, you feed the fire too much, it could get bigger and catch other things on fire. And
your beard on fire?
You can catch your beard on fire and die.
That's awesome.
So you can actually build a razor, which you can shave to keep your beard down. But you look really cool with that beard.
That's crazy.
And then there's also a girl. I unlocked her. And like each person, I think they have different abilities, but I really don't understand that yet. And then there's one other person you can unlock, but I haven't unlocked them yet. And you unlock them by surviving so many days, and you actually get XP outside of the game. So once you finish it, it's like you survive this much, and then your XP bar fills up, and then it has like next reward is whatever. So you unlock rewards as you play more and more. So it's not a roguelike where you're playing and not getting any progress and just starting over. And
right, because you're eventually going to start a game and you have everything unlocked.
Yeah, you're going to have a lot of stuff unlocked and, characters unlocked and whatever else is coming down the pipe.
Cool beans.
It's great. I could keep talking about it forever, but I'm sure you guys don't want to hear about that. Oh, shoot. We had an email. I completely forgot all about that.
Get out
Really?
of town.
Dang it.
Sorry, email person. But Jared's not on top of it today.
We never get emails, so I completely forgot about it.
Is there specific questions to us or just general?
Yeah, well, it's a question about something about me, but it's relevant to all of us.
We definitely got to take it then.
There wasn't a question of if we're going to take it or not. Jeez. Oh, yeah, have the caller come in.
Okay, I think your name's Calvin. Let's say your name's Calvin. He doesn't have a name. People never put their names in.
What's his email? Let's just talk to him about that.
I'm not going to put his email out there. Okay, so he said, after listening to your year-end/year-beginning podcast, Jared said he bought 40-something games on Steam. Being a long-time listener, I've heard Jared say multiple times about how he'll jump from game to game if something doesn't hold his attention. I can relate to that because I'm older and I find that I do the same thing. I don't want to spend a lot of time playing games if they don't fully engage me right away from the start. Have you always been like that, or do you think that happened because you're older now? Is this something... Okay, should have read this email beforehand.
What did you say?
It's weird. So weird. Okay, you got the general gist of the first part?
I don't know what you're laughing at.
You're jumping from game to game. Is it because you're older, or do you think you've always been like that?
Yeah. Is this something that you guys deal with older because you don't have enough time to fully play games?
This is just to you, though, so...
No, but this is a general question for all of us. I think so. And then he's right something about not being as hardcore anymore and being considered a casual gamer because you don't put a ton of time into games like you used to when you were younger.
Dude, I'll tell you right off the bat, man. I used to play till 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning every night.
Same game
I
as
I
a.
can't be doing that anymore, man. Waking up at 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, out there for 9, 10 hours working. There's no way I can keep that up anymore. I wish I could. I'd do it if it was,
Yeah.
my job or I got paid to do it, but I can't.
Adult life is a little bit different.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, for me,
It's different. It's way different. I mean, we have money now to actually buy different
we
games, so
don't
we
have
can
time.
jump. I mean, yeah. So we have more money to buy the games. We have less time, so that's just going to mean that we're going to be jumping from game to game, pretty much no matter what, unless you get heavily invested in a game
I mean, yeah, I
that
think
really hooks you.
he basically answered kind of the question. Like, I've sort of always been like that. That's kind of just my personality. If something doesn't hold me for, not because I'm like ADD, but like you've got to, like I'm not gonna waste like people who say like, oh, play this game for like 6 hours and it gets good. It's like no, like either the game is good or it's not good. Uh, Rare occasions that might be okay to do, but for the most part, like I want to find a game that engages me pretty much from the start. And if it doesn't, I'll jump to a different game. Now, the reason I bought 40 something games on Steam is because I have no self control.
And a
And
lot of them were
they
cheap.
were all like $1,
Yeah,
yeah.
they're all super cheap, but I like that. I like to try new experiences. I'm gonna try like a bunch of little things. Like I was just talking about Don't Starve. If that captures me, then I'm gonna, I'll play it as much as I possibly can. But yeah, the reason I play and I jump from different games all the time is just because like I'll play a game for a little bit, and if it doesn't interest me, then I'm just gonna move on. I'm not gonna spend time with like Devin said. Now that I have the money, like I can try different experiences. When you were a kid and you could only get that one game, I mean, you played that game to death, even if it wasn't good. I mean, we all have those games we can bring up
Yeah.
that sucked, but we just kept playing it because that's the only game that we could afford, and you're just gonna get out every little bit of fun.
And back in the day, there weren't hundreds of video games to buy at your fingertips. I mean, if I really, really wanted to, I could go out and buy any video game ever right now.
Yeah.
Like that's just mind-boggling in itself. But back in the day, like, dude, my parents bought me that one game, and it was cool or it wasn't, but that was the one game I had, and so that's the game I played.
Yeah, and as far as the whole idea of like, does this make you a casual gamer or a hardcore gamer? That's dumb. Like anyone who cares, the amount of time that you put into a game does not directly equal like how serious or how much you like games.
Yeah.
There's people I know that play way more games than I do, or like way more. They might play Call of Duty like 40 hours a week, and I definitely don't have the time to put in 40 hours into a game. But that doesn't mean that they love games or enjoy games or more passionate or serious about games than I am. That just means that they don't work a job or something. I don't know.
Any mature person who calls you a casual or hardcore gamer is just looking to start a fight and be like, "No, I'm more hardcore than you are." Yeah.
I still don't like the categories in general, though.
Yeah, no
you
one
just throw them
cares
out.
anymore. No one cares.
Why? What's it matter? What does it even mean? Like, just to judge somebody by how much they play games to put you in a
Rank-
category? What does it
Ranked
mean?
number 1 in the world.
Like, yeah,
I don't know
just
the
how
point.
hardcore, how casual
Yeah.
you are.
Who cares?
Like,
Can't we just be gamers? Can't we just play games?
Yeah, like if like your thing is just playing only handheld games or just mobile games and like that's but you're very passionate about it, like that's fine. That doesn't mean you're a casual or I don't think there's any the idea that of casual and hardcore stuff in general is kind of a like how do you define like where's the line where then it becomes hardcore?
Right, like
Mhm.
you wake up one day or like past that like 1 hour mark and you're like, "Dude, hardcore right
Yeah.
now." Like you get a badge in the mail or something.
Play Demon Souls for an hour, hardcore.
Didn't die.
Yeah, I guess that could be another way to categorize it. If you can play like roguelikes and get really far in those type of games. I beat Binding of Isaac 6 times. How about that?
Like we talked about Kentucky Route Zero, which by all accounts might seem like a quote unquote casual game in a lot of ways because it's not like there's not challenges and there's not all this. I don't know. You don't shoot dudes in the face. So I guess that's not hardcore.
Dude, that's lame. You can't shoot dudes in the face.
But hey, I probably know more about video games than the average person. So
Did you really beat Binding of Isaac 6 times?
No, I didn't know. I'm just saying, like,
God.
I'm hardcore like that.
Ryan probably did. He was way into that for a while.
Really?
Yeah, he was like, that's like all he was playing for weeks.
Oh, I mean, I usually hop around with games as well, but not as much as Jared does. I'll play specific games just to get to a different game. Sometimes in sequels, like I was like, I'm playing Mass Effect 1, 2 just to play 3, and pretty much I wanted to know the stories of all of them, and then like how they messed up with the end story because I wanted to be part of that group and kind of understand where those people were coming from, just so I could talk about it. Because I'm clueless as to what the ending is, and I don't want to know what the ending is until I experience it myself. So I bought Mass Effect 1 and 2 just to play through those games, just to know the story and to build up to 3 and play that one to see how disappointing it was.
How close are you?
I'm gonna start Mass Effect 3.
You beat the second one?
Not yet. You know what?
I'm gonna start it anyway.
I'm gonna start it anyway. I thought I was on the last level, but apparently not. And I still have like a mission to do, which I think is the last level, but I can't do it right now. So I guess I'm gonna just do a bunch of side stuff until I'm able to do that mission. So that's what's holding me back. I have like 6 or 7 side things to do.
But yeah, I mean, as far as me jumping around, that's partially part of my just personality with games, like I said before. But also, there are like Chase said, there are way more games today than there were back in the day. So I want to try to experience as many different things as I can.
With the indie scene growing is just incredible, like how many games there are out there from
like
all different kinds of people.
The 2 games I talked about today were indie games, Don't Starve and Kentucky Route Zero. Those are both games that are unique in the industry right now. It's like when I see something like that, I just want to drop whatever I'm doing and then play that game and try that game, because there's so many different experiences out there. I get overwhelmed all the time because I do get so many games and I'm just like, I gotta play all these games. I want to try all these experiences.
Yeah. It does suck. And a lot of games, I mean, I'll buy a bunch of games and then not even play them for like the longest time, or forget that I even have them, and then eventually get around playing them, or some of them I just don't.
Yeah, plus getting older, I mean, I don't always have the time to put 7 hours into a game like I did yesterday with Don't Starve, but that's rarity. I don't even always have that time.
Yeah.
I'm just busy with all these other obligations, so sometimes it's nicer to jump into like little games that only take a few hours to finish. Like
that's
definitely
true. I put like 15 hours into Mass Effect in like one day.
Yeah, just because you didn't have to work, it was your vacation.
Yeah. So vacation, yeah, that's pretty nice when you have vacation, especially around the Steam sale. It's just a whole different story now, because even though there were indie developers back in the day, there wasn't like a venue for them to put the games out for other people, like mass amounts of people to download for free, or off their website. Like that just wasn't available. So we kind of grew up in the generation of technology growing and like the internet being readily available to play these games with indie developers. So it's a whole different ballgame now.
Mm-hmm.
We just kind of grew up with it.
Heck yeah.
So in conclusion, I'm a hardcore gamer.
Yeah.
I'm probably the most hardcore you'll ever see.
I'm super hardcore. Hardcore 420, weed nugs.
As much as we talk about casual and hardcore, I don't actually hear many people say those words.
I don't think it's as big as it used to be, but it still happens. Like, it was really big around the Wii and when mobile gaming started getting much bigger. And you don't hear it like hanging out with normal people, I guess, but when you are on forums and you're watching YouTube videos and stuff like that, people still will commonly refer to them. I still know people in this industry who talk about how they're a hardcore gamer, and I cringe every time I hear that. It's just like, first of all, you sound like a douche, but secondly, it's just like, I don't know.
It's hard to describe yourself like that and not sound like a douche anyway.
Yeah.
Like, I really like to play games.
It's one thing when you're a kid to say it that way, but I don't know. Maybe I'm being nasal gazing, but I like to say enthusiast, not anything else. But
I mean, you could tell Jared, just talk to anybody and just say that you play video games. I mean, they're not going to immediately think of probably any of the games that you've played in the past like month.
Well, anytime I talk to someone about games, like the first thing out of their mouth is like, "Do you play Call of Duty?" It's almost always that's the first thing out of their mouth.
Because you pretty much have to if you're a gamer.
The two questions are, what's your favorite game, and do you play Call of Duty? Right
yeah, that's why I avoid talking to people like that.
That's when I take out my gun and put it in my mouth.
I just don't.
But what about when you get the question like, "What kind of games do you play?" Like, I don't even know what to say. Like,
I say everything, but sports games.
I mean, I can't really say everything because I don't actively play everything.
No, but
I try a lot of things, but I don't actively play everything.
Yeah, no, but it's easier for me to say, well, I really like this or I really like that. You know, it's too much to go into. So I just say everything but sports games. That way, they don't even try to start talking to me about NBA, 2K, whatever.
What do you say, Chase, if somebody asked you, what kind of games do you play?
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty, man.
Like, would you be like console specific?
Games.
Yeah.
I don't have a console, any of them. So I play games on the PC.
Holy crap! Chase doesn't have a console.
You didn't know that?
How did you not know that by now?
I didn't know that.
We've definitely talked about that multiple times.
I shit on consoles. I eat them for breakfast.
He buys on them and poop bees all over them.
Yeah, it's just... I don't know. I don't...
My computer craps on all the consoles, so I have no reason to buy them. That's why. That's the only reason I don't have one.
I feel like we can't expand in gaming friends unless it's like only online experiences, because you can never run into somebody in any situation and be like, you know what, that guy kind of is like on the same level, like playing field of thinking about games and discussing games and playing them. You just can't make friends these days. That's what I'm saying.
No, I know what you mean. Like
you just, I mean, I really haven't made like a new friend in that area for like a long time.
Well, it's definitely a niche thing because, like, when gaming today is something that everyone does. So, you know, someone's like playing Call of Duty is just like going to shoot pool or something. You know, It's just a normal thing that people do. They say like, you want to come over and play Call of Duty. Like, the people aren't sitting down talking about game theory or game design or the pros and cons or critiquing the game. You know, that's something that we actually do. Even when we hang out together, you know, we'll actually have in-depth discussions about this stuff. So it's not easy to just find someone who's just immediately wants to do that. I mean,
because those conversations are riveting.
Yeah. Hey, nerd. They are.
But that actively annoys me. As much as that's accepted now, just as much as saying you want to go play pool or do you want to go bowling or something like that, or whatever activity you could be doing, that's the least physical activity would be playing games. But like just hearing you want to go come over and play Call of Duty, like that just annoys me. And I don't accept it.
I don't accept it.
I do not accept it.
Do not invite me to play games. I do not accept it.
I do not accept it.
I talk with my mom all the time about this, though. It may not be the most physical activity you can do, but it's mentally stimulating and social. And my mom goes, well, how can it be social? You're sitting there in your room by yourself. And I go, you got to be out of your mind. I'm talking to...
We're podcasting, Mom.
I'm talking to hundreds of people a night, different people of all different races and ethnicities and, you know, all kinds of stuff. I mean, I could be talking to, you know, pedophiles and murderers and, you know, 80-year-olds and 10-year-olds and all.
So the positives of gaming is that I might be talking to pedophiles.
And they can get me in on some things.
Pedophiles,
That's
though.
The second time you took.
Come on.
And I like to shoot retarded babies.
I can get all the pedophiles I want.
But I mean, it's just my point is there's other benefits that other people don't understand.
Yeah.
Wait, how did we get on that?
Like, me and Devin drove 6 hours to hang out with Justin on New Year's Eve. Justin and Travis. Oh, and Chase. Oh, wait, Chase wasn't there.
Oh yeah, Chase had to drive literally like 20 minutes, and he couldn't quite.
All
make
right,
it.
so they called me the day of and go, "Oh yeah, we're here. Come on up, yo."
Hey,
and I'm like,
Hey, we found out the day of. How about that?
Yeah.
All right, so how about you call me as soon as you find out on your way? No, you call me when you got
You know,
there.
Chase, we're important. You better be able to be with us at a drop of a hat.
All right, fine. Next time I am in whenever Pennsylvania,
It's always next time.
I'm gonna call you guys and be like, "Yeah, I'm leaving in 30 minutes. Come meet me."
All right.
Of Pittsburgh.
But yeah, what were we talking
Never
about?
mind.
Something
about Call of
whole
Duty.
casual, hardcore gaming thing.
Yeah, we're all hardcore gamers, bro.
Something about an email.
I don't like to be called any of that stuff. I don't know.
I don't like people to ever talk to me about anything. Just leave me alone.
I remember whenever me and Jared kind of discovered the whole Daisy thing, and we started playing that. We played that a couple of nights for like 4 or 5 hours straight, and I was kind of excited to like talk to people about it. But at that time, it was a pretty small community playing it, and it still is kind of small, even though it's grown.
We liked it before. It was cool.
Yeah,
That's
but like I wanted to talk to people about it, and like nobody knew about anything about it. Nobody cared and thought it was kind of stupid. And then I'm thinking, oh wait, now first of all, it's a mod for a game that most people don't play that I know or have even heard of Arma. So I was like, I couldn't really talk to anybody about it. Nobody knew about it, and it wasn't a huge thing. So I don't know what my point is, but
yeah,
it's
I don't know where you're going with that.
but as far as playing games and talking to people.
Are you saying that it's hard to have a regular conversation with a regular
yeah, like if somebody came up to me and was like, oh yeah, like what games have you been playing or whatever, like if they found out I was a gamer, whatever, if they want to label me as some kind of hardcore gamer or casual gamer, and they find out that I play games, I'd be like, oh yeah, I've been playing this DayZ, it's a mod for Armor 2. They'd be like what, like, because
but then you can describe it though. It's like a survival zombie apocalypse game and whatever.
Yeah, most people think it's kind of stupid.
Because like you get in the discussion with people, they're like, "Have you heard of that Max Payne game?"
Yeah, like the most popular games ever. They're like, "Oh, dude, I heard this new game. I think is BioShock Infinite's game coming out."
Yeah, like for us, it's like a humongous release. We're anticipating it, and they're like, "Have you heard of this game?" Like, yeah.
Like they think that we're down at their level.
I don't want to come off like arrogant or something, but I just don't like having conversations with those people because it's like with anything. No, it's like anything you're passionate about. Like for you with mathematics, Devin, if someone comes up to you and said like, algebra's cool, let's talk about algebra. Like how excited would you be to talk about like algebraic theory or something, if there is any?
Algebraic theory would be kind of cool actually, but if you're just talking about straight up learning algebra, dude, you can put like X's and stuff in math. What up with that? Like. Yeah. You're a little too low to my level. Like, we're not going to talk.
Yeah, or whatever you're passionate about. When someone comes up to that, it's not like, well, it's not in that sense like, I know more than you, please don't talk to me. Because I want to talk to people and, like, tell them about, like, these neat games that I've been playing, and I want to, like, expand their horizons of stuff that they can play. But at the same time, like, I don't want to talk about Call of Duty all the time. Which is, like, 90% of the conversation.
Yep, usually.
Anyway, let's end this.
Let's stop ranting. Thanks for the email, though. Like, if you send more emails, we'll definitely rant on dumb stuff like that.
Yeah.
Not that it was dumb. It was pretty good.
Yeah. Thank you for your email,
Calvin.
Calvin.
Mostly, it's because Jared's so weird. It's the hardest thing is to play co-op games with a kid who doesn't want to stick to a video game. You can never get through a co-op game.
Okay, look, I like co-op. I love playing co-op, but co-op is only good if
your partner's
playing
good.
with me.
No. Co-op is always fun when you're playing with the right person. But like, there's some games that just aren't fun. They aren't enjoyable in any sense. And like, either they have to be really enjoyable or just really bad that it's really funny and we're enjoying ourselves. When it's just in the middle, like Serious Sam, we played Serious Sam 3 co-op, and like at first it was kind of fun, but like once we got to the second level, it was just like, okay, kind of getting old here. It was just the same thing. There's nothing funny happening. There's nothing enjoyable. Like, I don't want to keep playing it just because it's the only co-op game we have to play.
Perfect example is Army of Two. The game was built around co-op, and it was awful.
It was pretty bad.
Yeah.
But see, like, I would get the sequel to that and play it through with somebody, but Jared would not do that.
No, okay, I am willing to try. What are you talking about? I'm the person who will try anything
you may
once.
you may play it for now, but I would play the whole entire game. through
That
with
doesn't make
somebody.
any logical sense. Why would you want to keep playing a game if it's not enjoyable?
I'm just saying I would play through it.
Do you have that
completely.
much of a crush on me that you really want to play games with me so bad?
Not you. I'm saying I would play with anybody. I'm saying that you wouldn't.
See, but that's not enjoyable to me. Like, I'm not going to just play with anyone that wants to play it just because I love co-op. But
Yeah, I just like playing co-op games in general. It doesn't matter how good or bad it is.
that's weird to me.
Me too.
Like, I don't get that. That's like saying, like, I like eating pizza, but I don't care if it's from the garbage or if it's straight out the oven. I just like having it in my mouth. That's what I hear when you say, like, I just like playing whatever. It doesn't matter the quality of it.
Yeah, I just like to play co-op. I mean, I know Army of Two is really bad, but that's probably a game that's really bad that you could just make fun of it the whole time. I think a lot of games
maybe.
are like that too.
Yeah, but we both, like, we were playing Serious Sam 3, and I'm just like, let's just stop. Because it just wasn't good. There was nothing good about it. Yeah, exactly. So
but
why would we keep playing?
Like, I would still play it and beat it.
I wouldn't.
If I had somebody to play it with, I wouldn't play by myself. But
not unless we were eating or reviewing it or something like that.
Unless we were eating.
Pizza analogy.
But yeah, I would definitely. I'd play most co-op games to completion if I had somebody to play with.
Not me. There has to be a reason. There has to be something, because otherwise you're just wasting your time.
Okay.
Totally.
Talking about wasting time, I do that plenty enough, so it's not gonna make a difference.
Yeah, but I don't like to walk away from it feeling like I've wasted my time. I may have objectively wasted my time, but as long as I don't feel like I've wasted my time. Anyway, episode 58 of Between the Pixels. PixelPerfectMag.com is all our information. Follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube. All three of us have personal Twitters. You can find that on the staff page at PixelPerfectMag.com. If you have any emails, please put your name in it or something like that to identify you so we can thank you. Unless you don't feel comfortable doing that, but it'd be cool if you did. Email us, podcast@pixelperfectmag.com. That's it. See you next week.
Goodbye. Jeez, Chase, you're ruining everything.
You're the worst.
Wow, 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 wow. PixelPerfectMag.com.
Did anyone play Kentucky Route Zero?
I did.
Oh, cool.
Why would I play that?
Did you play the whole thing? Shut up, Devin.
I don't have time.
Yeah, you're busy doing nothing. Get on your iPad. Huh?
So it just shuts down and ends when you finish it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, there's 5 parts to it.
Yeah. But, like, so I got to what I thought was the end, and then it just shut down on my desktop.
Yeah, it's weird because when I was reading other people talking about it, they were saying that, like, your actions have a lot of... I forget how... Patrick Klepek on Giant Bomb, he did a quick look of it, and he said it's one of those games where you have no control over it, but your actions, you have a bunch of control over it or something. It was really weird. It sounded contradictory, but I don't know if there's, like, different things that happen in different situations. I think he's dead.
I think it does. You remember the time? All right, so are you recording this or not?
Yeah, but this is going to be, like, probably afterwards.
All right, so, like, the time that you... like fell into the mine or whatever, and she asked you how your leg was.
Yeah.
You can either say it's fine or like something fell on it or something.
Right.
Do you remember what you said?
I just said it was fine.
Okay, and did your guy walk slower?
Yeah, he still walked slower, kind of with a limp or whatever.
Yeah. So like I said, my leg was crushed, like an idiot, and like my guy was like super slow. And walk slow for like the rest of the game.
Like incredibly slow?
Noticeably slower.
Well, mine was
like,
noticeably slower as well.
Right. Like that was the only thing that I could
because they kept
ever.
talking about it later. He kept saying, well, she's because I let Shannon drive then, right? Shannon, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I let her drive when we went to the bait shop and stuff, and back to that Weaver's house or whatever her name is. The reason I think he's dead is because he's going places and then like I don't know, like it starts out really weird because you're just like this blind guy, and then you go down inside
Gas station.
that gas station, and then there's people playing there. They don't even notice you, and then they disappear. So either you're dead
But
or
then you
you're
find the
alive.
game piece though.
Yeah, but I mean, we don't know the rules of the afterlife, so I mean,
I don't
who
know.
knows? I mean, he
It's
could
really
be.
weird.
He might be dead, or he might be on his way to being dead, or something. I don't know. He's like in purgatory. I don't know. I think he's dead because like even when he goes to fix that girl's TV or give her a TV, she disappears when he turns around.
Right.
It's really weird, but I really
And
like
then like
the art
the
style.
barn like disappears after
And
you
that
fix the TV, and then you like drive into a cave.
I think that's Route Zero. I think that's what that was supposed to be.
I don't know. You literally get like no answers.
Yeah, I liked it though. Did you like it?
I actually liked it I liked it more after I changed the settings to get all my text immediately. Like it was really annoying, like having
Oh, it
to
was too slow
like
for you.
yeah.
It was all right.
Yes, we-
That didn't bother me. I really like the art style. It reminded me of. Have you ever played Out of This World or Another World?
No.
Well, it's the same game, just different, called differently in different areas. But it's this old game. I don't remember what it was on, but it was an older game on PC and something else. But I think the art style is unique. It's kind of I mean, I wouldn't even know how to describe it to someone if they wanted to play it, other than I would just say just play it.
Yeah, you know how it looks? Just play it. That's
Yeah.
how it looks.
Yeah, it looks like this game that you don't know of, so just play it. I thought it was awesome. I'm excited to play the rest, but who knows when? Since it's an indie title, I have no idea when the other ones are gonna come.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It was really weird. Really, really weird.
I really like the part when you're coming down from that lady's house with the TV, and then the band starts playing.
Yeah, as you walk to your car.
Yeah, I was like, when I got all the way down there and it pulled out, I just let them play.
Yeah, you stood
just,
there
like,
for a
listen.
second. Yeah.
I stood there
Yeah.
for a while. I didn't know how long that song was. I never heard that before.
So like when you were on the mine cart going to the right, did you
Yeah.
turn your flashlight off? Your lamp off?
I would turn it off all the time and just like listen, but nothing ever happened for me.
Really?
Why, was something supposed to happen?
Yeah. Like okay, so you know how the mine cart is moving to the right and it has
Oh.
that light on it that like flashes
That the one you can turn off and on?
periodically? No, 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 no. So like all right, so like this is your screen, right? So like right here is a button for you to turn off your lantern,
Right.
right? So if you keep it off and the minecart goes, so like you're going really slowly, like your minecart has like sparks or like a light bulb or something that like periodically flashes.
What happened? Is that it? Nothing else happens? Or?
No, you see like people in the mine shaft.
Oh, what? Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man, I have to go back
dude,
and play
you
that.
replay the mine part and then like so when you're going to the right, turn your light off and just hold your mouse in and keep going to the right. And every time it flashes, you'll see like people in the background.
See like people working and stuff?
It's just like random people like kind of looking at you.
That's neat.
Yeah,
That's
it's
one
fun.
thing I
It's
really
like
like
that.
about this game. There's like no instructions for anything. It doesn't say like do this to see whatever, it's kind of just
right.
like in the mine you can explore. Did you explore all areas? Did you turn the thing and like go down every single area?
Not really. I mean, I kind of did for a little bit, but I didn't really find anything.
There's just, I mean, as far as I know, Shannon just comments on a few things.
Yeah.
But I did that for every single. But you don't have to. You can just like go right to the end. You can just keep
Right.
going.
And then like when you drive, you can like go wherever you want.
Yeah, I went all over and tried to find every little thing. Did you?
Yeah, it was a little slow for me, but I mean, and then I didn't really find anything either.
Oh, I found a bunch of little things here and there. It was just like, I mean, I don't know. None of it really has like a direct purpose to the story. I don't think it's kind of just, I wouldn't say filler, but just more atmospheric stuff.
Right.
Like that guy playing on the side of the road, and you can give him money. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but there's just little things like that all over the old abandoned factory. Junk.
Could you go places? Could you like go in there
Mm,
and do
you
stuff?
wouldn't actually go in there on your screen, but sometimes it would say like you could click it and it's like enter whatever area, and you could technically go in there, but it was just text,
Right.
and you still have choices in some of those things. So, but I don't know. The choices aren't very explicit, like what happens. Uh, like in The Walking Dead, it's very explicit what what you do and how your actions affect the outcomes. In this one, you have no idea if your choices are affecting anything. Maybe things play differently for other people. I don't know.
Like every game is different, even if you choose the same.
Uh, I don't know. I mean, why does it give you so many choices? Like some of the choices seem so insignificant. Um, like the one with the leg. Both of us. Oh, excuse me. Both of us like said different things, but we still got hurt either way. Our leg was still messed up. So
Right.
why even give us the choice? I don't know if there's like a point to that or not.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
It's not a very long game.
No, I played it in a couple sittings, but yeah, it doesn't take very long to get through. Have you? I'm going to talk about this game called Don't Starve. Have you seen anything about that?
Mm-mm.
Well, it's pretty awesome. But I'll wait to talk about that when the podcast starts.
Save 20%.
I'm still going to mention Kentucky Route Zero, but obviously we won't talk about like any spoilers. I don't really know what much we can say. We can vaguely describe it.
It looks like a Halloween game.
It's a survival game. It's like the survival elements of Minecraft that you always wish were there but weren't.
The trailer, he's like burning everything.
You played when you were doing your Fallout New Vegas replay, you were doing that on were you doing that on the hardcore mode or whatever it's called? Or weren't you doing where you have to eat and
No,
sleep
I
and
don't.
stuff?
I don't like hardcore on Fallout.
Okay. I never tried that. Is that built into Fallout New Vegas?
Yes,
Why don't you like it?
because
Because I'm thinking about rebuying Fallout New Vegas, just so I can.
try it.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested in the idea
Because you
playing
have to
Don't
like
Starve.
you have to. It definitely is harder, but like you have to eat, and then pretty much everything that you eat has rads, so you get like super radiation poisoning if you're not like near a town, or like it just takes too much time to like fast travel to a town, pay 100 caps, get radiation treatment, and then go back to where you were. It's just a pain. It's more of a pain than it is adds a new element. Like once you get established, like once you have a decent, cap count and supplies, like there's really no point. It's not like you're gonna die.
Well,
It's just more annoying than anything. But I mean, shit, it's a kick-ass game.
yeah.
Can't go wrong playing New Vegas again.
Yeah, I want to. I don't know if I'll have the time, but I want to.